Connection has been lost. All of the online networks are down. Biotechnology has been successfully implemented. The new era has begun. Systems operating properly. Gate number 6 is being opened. All the weapons are locked and loaded. Dystopia 2077 is starting now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready.
And welcome back to the second event of our weekend of national finals here at the Youth Drone Sports Championships at RdyTechGo at the Mall of America. I am joined here with Taylor Worthington, Pitchpole FPV.
Hi, guys.
And Dean Nicholson, he's hanging out over there. He's trying to stand.
Yeah, he's taking pictures.
Taking pictures.
Yeah.
We are just
Hello,
finishing
world.
up our pilot finishing our pilot orientation as we get ready. So they were over there getting kind of everything queued up as we start to head into our finals. So again, I am Netizen01, one of the co-founders of Hydra FPV and the Youth Drone Sports Championships and RdyTechGo. And Marty Weatherall, who's sitting here looking like he's ready to take over in a second, which I will throw to him in just a second. We're going to finish our introductions very quickly, talking about what it is we're about to do. So basically, we've had a whole spring season of pilots flying from across the country, mostly in little what we call micro tracks match. It's kind of like a UTT style course, and they've been racing at their schools, putting down times to compare their best against the other schools' best across the country. It's been a wild spring. COVID is still with us, so we still had to come up with some like COVID-safe ways to compete, but it was really fun to kind of work through all these different things and come up with something that scaled well. Yeah. And what has happened now is that 2 weeks ago we had our state championship, and we had tons of results. I'm sure Marty's going to talk about all that. So because he's not hearing what I'm saying, I'm not even going to go there, because knowing him, he's going to just going to say it anyway. He's going to say it anyway. Exactly. So you'll get the rundown of what's going to happen with what happened to state. But what we have today is a national championship. And this is some of the best pilots from across the country flying in. And they are a part of the youth program here. So this is not adults. This is strictly collegiate, which just finished up like a few minutes ago. High school and middle school, which is what we're doing right now. And then we also do some Kid Legend stuff for 2nd through 5th grades, but we don't compete them. They just have fun and play games.
They just get to play.
They just get to play. So we have a mix of everything from 6th grade up to 12th grade today. And it is going to be crazy.
I know. Just watching these pilots in their qualifying rounds, I mean, it's been absolutely insane to see some of these pilots. I mean, we've got Viper here from Minnesota, and we have Vanadium from Arizona, and both of them are just neck and neck. I can guarantee we're going to see some really fast racing from the two of them, especially in one of our amazing course features that we're going to pull up right here. This is the Sour Cube.
Sour's Cube.
Sour's Cube.
Sour's Cube.
Yeah, Sour's Cube. So if you can see this, it is a 6-face cube. Obviously, the 6th face on the top there is on the ceiling, but we fly through all 5 faces, right?
It's 45 gates. It's 45 gates.
45 gates.
It's absolutely insane. Now, I know that there's people who are concerned. That's a lot. And people are complaining, like, considered like a battery burner, like my batteries are flying down. What's crazy about this track is that it's one lap.
Yes.
It's not even technically a lap, that you don't go through the same gate to start and finish. There's a finish line. It's how we like to race typically with drone racing. It makes it easier to track who is where on the course. When you have multiple laps going on in a course,
you can have people lapping each other, and you're not quite sure if somebody's on lap 2 or lap 3, etc. So,
yeah. So when we watch the FPV, it's very easy for us to quickly identify, oh, that person's going through that gate. They are ahead of the other person. We don't have to think, oh, what lap is he on?
Yeah.
So when we have the space, which with micro quads that we're flying, we do. We don't need a whole lot of space to fly them. They can be small, and we're crammed into this tiny little room with a bunch of people here watching, but it's pretty great, yeah. So
we have to show you this course. I mean, this is RdyTechGo in the Mall of America. I experienced it for the first time yesterday, driving up from Kansas City and seeing this with my own eyes. I live streamed it on our Full Send FPV and shared it out a couple places. But, I mean, just an amazing store that you guys have here in the Mall of America. But you've created the back half, a little bit more, maybe 60% of the store is this course that you're seeing on your stream right now. This is micro drone racing at its finest. This is one of the top tracks in the country for micro drone racing. So
I'll be humble and I'll say I think there are better tracks out there, but I appreciate it. I do love our track.
I would rank you in the top 3.
I would put in the top 3 as well. That's where I would personally rank us.
Yep.
I try to have a non-biased opinion of the space, but even though I built it, whatever.
Even though he built it, and he can just control the lights from his computer. No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to our pilot. So this cube here, there's 5 sides, 9 gates on each side, and it's got a little seems complicated, but we'll go through it as we're racing it. We'll kind of guide you through how to understand what the route through it, and it does make sense. The pilots get a little lost when they were first starting it, but every pilot who's going to be flying today has gone through it successfully. They've all put down times. I think the fastest time that we've seen today on this course is 75 seconds. That's a minute 15 for one, which is honestly about what most drone races try to be, around that minute mark. And then some of the slower pilots are going to be up in that 2.5 minute range.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which is about the right spread. I like to see races that go from about twice as slow as the top pilot from top to bottom.
Yeah, I mean, as exciting as it can be to have photo finishes, it definitely makes it a lot more fun for the pilots to have a longer course and really be able to kind of spread out just a little bit. I know personally whenever I'm racing, I get super anxious and I start shaking a little bit when I actually have somebody that's right there that I see on my goggles. I love it, but at the same time, if I have a couple gates, that I'm trying to catch, I'm trying to reel them in, like that's even more exciting than actually battling back and forth for me. So.
Right, yeah. All right, well, it looks like Marty might be ready to go. Marty's nodding yes,
yep.
So we're going to go ahead and turn up his mic here for you guys. We have a couple of fun guest celebrity announcers that are going to be joining us along the way, so make sure you stick around. I'm not going to lie, we have some incredible pilots, like top 3 in the country in that category here today. So
and here's one right now, actually. If he leans down just a little bit, Chris, just a little bit. Oh, now he's turning around.
Oh, he's racing his Racing League jersey.
You can kind of see maybe if you're guessing who could else be here from the Racing League. I don't know. I don't know if he can hear us right now.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But we'll have him on stream a little bit later. Another one of our guests from the major circuits is going to be joining us announcing as well. So super excited. All right, let's turn it over to Marty on the course.
I think I'm on the live stream. I've been invaded by some professionals here. Come in here, guys. Come in here, guys. Both of you.
You think they've been here before?
How's this for a big deal? The first YDSC National Championships, and I've got not one, but 2 Drone Racing League professionals here at RdyTechGo at the Mall of America. We've got Nurk and Fluxy. You guys are pro drone racers, and we're about to see who the fastest high school and middle school drone racing pilot is in the country. Your thoughts, Fluxy?
I'm glad I don't have to fly through that contraption. Because that looks terrifying. And you guys have to race through that. So I'm sorry. But have fun.
And coming into it, I spent a little bit of time talking with my buddy Winston, and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come here, and my goal is to kind of scope out the future of competition right here. I don't want to race against these guys, so I'm going to kind of talk a little trash, get in your guys' heads a little early. No, you guys are going to crush it. Really excited to see how you guys do. Can't wait to get you guys out on the track.
All right, so since we have these 2 professionals here, they are great drone racing pilots. They know a little something about the sport. I'm going to ask both of them throughout the competition to help me color commentate, if you guys would do that, okay? So I think we'll start with you, Nurk. Flexi, I'll bring you in when things get heated a little bit. We'll trade off a little bit, but thank you guys for being here. It's an honor to have you here at our first national championships, spotting your future competition. I think that's a good idea on your guys' part.
It's our pleasure to be here.
All right. So let's get into introducing our first group, and then we'll bring these guys in to help me call the races. I am Marty McFlyen. This is the Youth Drone Sports Championships, and this is our first national competition. 2 years ago, we had 2 schools in Minnesota. Now, in 2021, we've got teams in 12 different states. We are crisscrossing the nation, and pilots have come from all over to be here today. So let's meet the first 4 pilots who are going to fly today in our double elimination bracket. And I'm just getting a little emotional right now because we have done this many times in the simulator with all these pilots from all over, and here they are in the same room at Mall of America. I'm amazed just to be saying this. Here we are live from RdyTechGo from Wichita, Kansas. Came up today. A 9th grader, I always have to double check. 9th grader, yes? Super excited to have him here, a veteran of our sim races, and now he's here in person. Let's give it up for Quad Boy. Quad Boy is here from Wichita, Kansas. Can we switch back and forth to the 4 view? Switch back and forth to quad view?
You want that one?
There it is. Quad Boy, give a wave. Quad Boy, wave again, please.
He's on the left side.
Far left, yeah, there we
he is.
go.
Okay, there's Quad Boy.
Wearing an ICTFPV shirt, I should
Next
say, from
to
Wichita.
him.
So
Another pilot who traveled here to be here. We'd only met him on the simulator before this, but he is flying in person. A freshman at the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering in Huntsville, Alabama. And a big shout out to Nurk, by the way, who introduced us to his teacher. And the reason that this pilot is here today is our DRL professional friend, Nurk, a freshman, traveled all the way from Huntsville. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Galaxy. Galaxy, give a wave. All right, next to him, pilot that's flown with us for a couple years now. Started last year for the Eden Prairie High School Eagles team. Took a little break this year, had a lot of AP tests in the past few weeks. A lot of AP tests. Crushed all of them, by the way. And here he is, a junior, going to be a senior at Eden Prairie High School. We're grateful to have him back, meeting all his friends from the simulator in real life. This is Raid Optics. Raid Optics from Eden Prairie. Good to have you here. Wave, Raid, wave. There he is, okay. All right, and the 4th member of this first group. Look at that profile picture. That is exactly what he is. From Lakeville, an 8th grader. First walked into RdyTechGo last fall. Said, I want to do this drone racing thing. He has become one of our top pilots. Was reserve champion of our Minnesota State High School individual championship. Here he is on the national stage. Let's give it up for the 8th grader from Lakeville, Happy. Watch out for Happy, and look at that hoodie. The custom hoodie. Okay. These pilots are going to fly in one heat, one lap. Top 2 will advance to the top half of the bracket. Bottom 2 will go to the bottom half. They won't be out, but they're going to have to work their way up from the bottom. Let's get them ready. Sour Power is out there.
All right, gentlemen, let's get those drones powered up and ready to go.
We've got pilots from 3 different states represented here. I want to thank the parents and the families for bringing the out-of-state pilots here. That means the world to us. It's like the simulator has come to life. When the pandemic hit, we were all in the sim. You guys did that too in the DRL, did you not, Nurk?
Absolutely. I wish I had more support from my parents to have them travel me around so that I could stay focused and stay sharp and relaxed. But you know, it's generational. I'm excited to see what the future of drone racing holds for all of us.
All right, we've got video. Goggles down, thumbs up, pilots. If they have good video, they give us thumbs up. We've got 4. And the recorded voice of Joe Scully. Or is it live? You think I'm a good announcer? Wait to hear Joe Scully.
Ooh.
All right, they are off. We have 2 quads that look pretty similar in red and white. And a dark quad. That is Quad Boy with the dark quad. In second currently, I believe that is Happy with the dark canopy. Yes. Happy is through Cloud City.
In flying the course before these guys got out on it, the 2 places that I struggled with the most were the cloud section, which is surprisingly narrow and a long, narrow thing at that. And then switching into the cube, it's technical. It takes a long time to navigate through it. So we kind of just spend the time waiting to find out who comes out of it first, and that kind of gives us a good sense of who's taking that lead. So we just anxiously wait to see who's going to make it through there first.
That is Happy and Quad Boy in the cube right now. They're the first 2 in there, and they just have to methodically get through all of it, as you said, Nurk.
And it looks like
But
Happy's actually
Happy
doing
has been here for the past couple days, putting in work, and he's down and he's out of it. What does it feel like to get out of that cube, Nurk?
It's a little bit like getting out of a jail cell, I think. It's a big concoction of bars that are keeping you from getting on to what you want to be doing. So we've currently got 2 pilots that are stuck on the ground. Not sure exactly what's going on, but 2 people are still down.
Happy is into the wires.
Happy is upside down trying to turtle mode. Turtle
That puts
mode is
Quad
the
Boy into the lead. What's the marshal?
Currently, we only have 1 pilot in the air. We've got 3 pilots, and
Quad
we
Boy.
have Quad Boy done through the course. He is first place, but remember, this is a double elimination bracket, so we have 2 advancing and 2 carrying on. So right now, we're waiting to see who is going to be our second pilot going through the start-finish gate. However, it's not looking good for 2 of our pilots, one of which has been unplugged by the marshal, and the other has been grabbed. And there it
Happy.
goes.
Happy grabbed second. He got out of the wires. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do as he got into the wires. Thank you, Nurk, for calling the winner. Quad Boy. I was looking at Happy down there. And the other 2 pilots, as you said, were grounded and could not get up.
But Marty, that's not it for these 2 pilots that did not finish. Is that right?
That's correct. This is a double elimination bracket. So, Galaxy and Raid Optics go to the bottom half. They will fly again. They just have to wait their turn. But that was our first 4. Happy and Quad Boy. Quad Boy with the win, Happy with the second. They are moving on to the top. So let's hear for those first 4 pilots. And let's meet our next group. All right, next group, let's move in. Is this a common format in your career as a drone racing pilot, Nurk, the double elimination bracket?
It absolutely is. So having the second chance for romance, I think, as Joe Scully would put it, when you go down into the bottom bracket, when you lose your first heat, you still have a chance to make it all the way to finals. And I've actually had the opportunity to go from an early defeat to come back and win a race, or at least get on the podium. And that gives you a lot of confidence when you're up in the lead that, if you do make a mistake, it's not the end of the day. You can still come back and make the best of the opportunity.
When you're pushing at high speeds with these quadcopters, a little bit of contact happens, right? And so you might be the best pilot that day, but you could end up losing early and being down the bottom half. So that's why we do double elimination, right? There's little fluky things you got to overcome.
Double elimination creates the opportunity for skills to be showcased rather than luck to be the determining factor. So it's always great to see the opportunity to have double elimination brackets in spite of the fact that it takes a little bit longer and it's a little bit more complicated of a bracket setup. But in this next race that we're getting set up with just 3 pilots, it's a big opportunity for one of these 3 to move on because only one is going to be dropped down into the elimination bracket. And
All right, we're getting ready to introduce this next group. They're getting into position. Once again, this is wild to be talking about pilots who we've only raced with in the simulator until today, our first national championships. They are now seated. They're getting some coaching from Sour Power, and let's meet them. Starting on the left, one of the greatest pilots we have ever had in our program. We first met him when the pandemic hit and we started racing in the sim. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. He just graduated high school in Phoenix. He won our summer championship. He won our fall championship. And he was very, very close in our spring sim championship. And he is here today in real life for the first time at RdyTechGo, ready to show us what he can do in our first national championships in real life. One of our favorites. Let's give it up for Vanadium. Brian, get out of the way. We're looking at Vanadium. Sour. There he is. But that's a familiar sight. Sour Power is coaching these pilots up. He's got great relationships with all of them. Vanadium, we're thrilled to have you here from Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, and then next to him, these 2 pilots didn't even know what they were getting into. I gotta tell you that. They gotta go up against Vanadium, but they are worthy of it from one of our newest schools in the YDSC, St. Croix Lutheran. It's here for St. Croix Lutheran. Now, as a twist of the timings, right? We see these pilots based on their qualifying times. These 2 pilots end up in the same group. They are teammates, and they almost pulled off one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen in the short history of the YDSC state championship competitions. St. Croix Lutheran was incredibly deep, came out of nowhere, almost knocked off the eventual state champion Apple Valley. These 2 pilots were a big part of that. Starting with a crazy profile picture. He is an 8th grader. He is tall. He fooled me. He didn't look like an 8th grader to me, but he is, and he's got a bright future. Let's hear it for Mason. Mason, let's wave to all the fans. Yoder, are you an 8th grader or 9th grader? 9th. All right, and next to him, his teammate, a 9th grader from St. Croix Lutheran. Again, I don't know what they were doing over there at St. Croix. They were practicing under cover of darkness. I didn't know they were going to come and bring it at state. Let's see how they do it at nationals. Let's give it up for the 9th grader, Yoder, 1, 2, 3. All right, Yoder, wave to everybody, Yoder, wave. There he is. Okay, let's get these pilots going. Nurk, have you ever been in a situation where you're in a heat, you're an upstart pilot, and one of the great pilots is staring you down on that starting line? What's your mindset in that situation?
You know, there's a bunch of different ways to handle a situation like that. You can decide to kind of be introspective, focus on your ability to control your own race, or you can go on the attack. You can find a way to get inside their head. You can find an opportunity to take advantage of their lack of focus. How these pilots are going to handle that, I don't know, because we got a little bit of a younger audience, a little bit less experience in the mind games of FPV drone racing. So I'm excited to see what these guys are going to do. Are they going to go on the focus side, or are they going to go on the attack?
All right, I think they're ready. I think I should have asked that question the other way, Nurk. There's probably been up-and-comers looking at you and getting intimidated, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Pilots, goggles down, thumbs up. Wow, Vanadium's thumbs up. He doesn't have his goggles down. That's how good he is. All right. They have thumbs. Let's start them. Whoa. That blue streak is Vanadium. He's blue in the sim, and he is blue in real life, and he is flying through the Doritos, but let's see what happens. Top 2 will advance, and the teammates are in the triangles above pilot pods. Vanadium first into the cube, and if you want to see this thing flown extremely well, watch what's happening in the cube right now. Meanwhile,
We've got a solid lead from Vanadium, but Mason is on his lid. We're still waiting for him to figure out if he can turtle mode. We're not totally sure about the marshalling rules, but Marshall is walking over to go over and flip up that drone. Yoder just going now through the Cloud 9 section. Mason back up in the air, but Vanadium with a big, strong advantage. He's working his way through that cube, up, down, over, down, left, right, up, over. I can't
Sounds
even
like a
keep
cheat
track of
code
it
to
anymore.
me.
I'm starting to get dizzy myself. Hope you guys aren't at home.
Just missing the
right,
X and
looks
Y
like-
and
There it
the
is.
circle
That's,
triangle.
that's how you do the cube right there.
Yep.
Yoder and Mason getting the hang of this heads-up racing. They did fly in our state competition. We didn't have a lot of heads-up racing. It was COVID times. We didn't get together very much, but we're happy to be doing it again. And Vanadium is tearing up the course through the Doritos. But watch out for the race for second.
Oh.
That is going to matter here. And Vanadium.
Vanadium.
What was that time? Do we have a time on that?
Looks like a 120-ish.
Yeah, 120.
All right, that's
Yeah.
close to his qualifying time, which is extremely fast.
However, the rest of this race is still very important because it's between Mason and Yoder. The winner of this race is going to advance in the winner's bracket, and that's a huge advantage over those that have to drop down into the loser bracket in this double elimination
We call it
system.
Mason has the dark
Yeah,
frame.
sorry, we call that
and he is
lower.
in the cube now.
Both
Nobody's
pilots
a
currently
loser.
on the ground, but I think
Loser.
that Mason's
They're
got a
just
slight
lower-
advantage being
lower
that he's working
qualified.
on the cube section.
Well, they haven't lost yet. So
That's true.
I think Yoder was in the frame. Yoder's
So
out.
we should call it the elimination bracket.
Currently seeing Yoder on the ground. I can
Yeah, I
see
like
that
that.
there's something going on in the OSD, the on-screen display. That's an indication of what the flight controller is seeing. He's arming and disarming his quad, but it's not taking off. He might have prop damage. He's kind of spinning around. I'm wondering if there's some
think he's missing a
physical
prop.
damage that's preventing him from continuing on in this race. Meanwhile, Mason continuing on and building that advantage to continue on in the winner's bracket.
There's a lot of stuff to bounce off of on this course. That cube is responsible for a lot of what I'm talking about. But Mason, I'm going to tell you what, this pilot, the St. Croix Lutheran team just got started a couple of months ago. And to see the 8th grader here flying this cube as well as he is,
So at
It's
this
remarkable.
point, Mason has pulled ahead of Yoder far enough. To
I'm
where
happy to hear
Yeah,
that
we could
the
call it
pilots
down at
who
this
have
point too.
gotten into the YDSC and are
like to
here
let 'em
today are really enjoying it. It's gratifying. We're giving them a chance to do this at a competitive level.
out of the cube. See, I told
Like
you.
we were talking about at the beginning, it's important to watch for people to exit the cube. It's a little bit tricky to kind of figure out where they are position-wise on track. But once we see Mason come out of the cube, we know that he's onto the back half of the track, which is a big advantage over the other people that are not currently through the cube, because that is the most technical part of the course, shall we say.
Through the toddler tunnel goes Mason. Now he is going around. I call this the tornado section. You're kind of twister up and into this back and forth. I just got to tell you, I didn't know how good St. Croix Lutheran was going to be. I didn't know these pilots just a couple weeks ago. They crushed at state, and look at Mason flying like he's been doing it for a long time.
3-3. He's
Through the
fine.
tunnel. Nice job, Mason.
Nice. Good job, Mason.
Great job.
Well done, breathing a sigh of relief.
Literally
moving
going
on,
dead
Marty?
as he hits the couch,
Just
too.
like-
Vanadium
Brings
and
it.
Mason go
His
on to
drone
the
just
top
like,
half of the bracket. Yoder with some issues with his quadcopter. Unfortunate, but he does get another chance. That's what we were talking about. Sometimes strange things happen. This sport is a highly technical sport.
We were talking about what's in the water at St. Croix Lutheran, and 50% of our St. Croix Lutheran people are advancing in the top half and still have a chance for the bottom half.
Well, they were talking,
Congratulations to Mason and Vanadium.
absolutely, and the St. Croix Lutheran pilots were talking before this, and they were like, oh, one of us is going to knock the other one out. And I said, no, it's double elimination. Don't worry about it. You won't be out, but you'll have to work your way back up. That's what Yoder is facing, but I think he's ready. These pilots have gotten really good really quickly. All right, we are going to now get our next group into position.
So we're now taking a look at both of our brackets, both our winners bracket and our disadvantage bracket. I don't want to say the losers bracket, the lower bracket perhaps.
The bottom half.
The bottom half. The guys.
They haven't been eliminated, so not a loser yet.
Let's just say the exciting bracket.
The exciting
the bracket where everything is on the line at all
drama.
times.
Drama bracket.
And so for race number 3, we
like
are
that one
still
too.
in our very, very first round. So we have 4 rounds of the very first before we go into the loser the lower or upper bracket. And we have 2 more heats within that part.
That's right. And so we're going to meet. We got 2 more rounds of pilots to meet for the first time. Let's go from left to right again. Very excited to have this next pilot here. He's finishing up his junior year at Minnetonka High School. Minnetonka High School, not a name we've heard a lot in the YDSC, but a big school here in the Twin Cities.
You see
Sam, you're a junior this year, right?
Rebar's
Okay.
picture. His last name is Rebar, so he just
I
calls
love
him
it.
Rebar.
Excited that
he didn't have a profile
He did
picture,
very
so
well
I
in our
just went
sim
and grabbed
races.
The
This
first
spring.
pickle of Rebar.
Now he's flying IRL. Let's give it up for Rebar. Rebar, wave to the camera.
He's over on the left side there.
There he is, over there on your left.
Someone who truly knows the value of construction equipment in 2021.
Very important. Okay, next up, if you watched our last live stream, we met this pilot before. He was flying for St. Cloud State, where he's taking college classes, but he just did graduate from high school officially from Melrose, Minnesota, maybe the farthest out pilot from within the state of Minnesota. I'm going to give him that distinction from Melrose, graduating senior. This is Cyrus. Cyrus, give a big wave. All right, so he's got some race experience from tonight already. These tweeners, we call them, we let him fly in both. He's the only example of that today. Great to have him. All right. Then we have a couple of pilots from the same school again. Let's see how they do. Love that picture from the junior, younger brother of our collegiate national champion, Andy. He put a hanger on the ceiling and called it a triangle gate. Gotta love it. Let's hear it for Braff. Braff. Wave to everybody, Braff. There he is. And his teammate. Also a junior, going into his senior year. A veteran of the Apple Valley Eagles team. Did I say that Braff was from Apple Valley as well? These are 2 Apple Valley Eagles. And this pilot's been putting in some work lately. I'm excited to see how he does. Let's hear it for Ghost with a 5. Ghost.
That's just
Nice to see you here, Ghost.
Leap type.
So we got Apple Valley, Melrose, and Minnetonka, all Minnesota in this one. Let's line them up, pilots. Let's see what you got. I got to see what your drones look like.
Marty, do you see Minnesota as being a drone racing capital, mecca of the future here?
Well, we're starting the YDSC here. We're proud to be bringing it all over the place, but I know you currently call Indiana home, but what's your story? You have a Minnesota story yourself, don't you, Dirk?
Yeah, I actually grew up in Lakeville and then Burnsville and then Edina, and then I moved out of Minnesota. I miss it up here dearly, especially now that I'm into FPV, because my current home state, Indiana, is mostly soy fields, which is great for drone racing, but not great for the rest of flying. So, you know, once you fly one soy field or cornfield, you've flown them all. So it's exciting to be here in a place where drones are more than just soy inspecting tools.
We're trying. We are trying. Okay, the pilots are lined up. This is our third of 4 groups. We're getting going in our bracket. Pilots, goggles down, thumbs up. If they have good video, they put their thumbs up, and we have good video.
So I'm going to bring our announcers down so Taylor and I can do a little commentary here for you guys on the stream. Be maybe a little more insight into what's happening, since you aren't here and seeing this in person. Maybe a little bit is lost in the translation. So
there's a little bit difference, obviously, of experiencing an FPV drone race like this in person and then obviously watching it on live stream. We want to make sure we're capturing both sides of it. So
that's right.
We're super excited, obviously, to have Nurk here helping us out announcing in person. Fluxy's going to grab the mic a little bit, I think. And of course, Marty does a great job of announcing, but they're not seeing what we're seeing. They're watching it line of sight. We actually get to watch it in FPV. So, speaking of that, let's actually jump into Broff's feed here as he is going through this third face of the cube.
That's the second phase. Second phase.
Oh gosh! All right, I'm gonna get bottom side.
Yeah.
Yeah, back side, and then the wall side, then the front side.
Yeah.
And then the pit side,
Yeah.
or the stream side.
So there is
There
is method to the madness. So when you first start, you start climbing. You do a vertical ascent up one side and then
And then
down.
you go over one column.
Yeah, move over a column, then you go down, move over a column, and go back up. Then you're starting at the top of the next layer or the next side.
And you do a row.
And you do a horizontal and do a row. Then you go down, do a row, go down, do a row, and then go back over to the next side. Go up, down, up, and then you come out on the last side and you're doing another horizontal sequence. So it's actually not too bad. Once you start doing it, it actually makes sense. And so the only problems you'll ever have with it, honestly, is if you crash out in the middle of it. Sometimes
you forget which gate you just went through.
Well, you might remember which gate, but you don't remember which direction you were supposed to be going. And so we do behind the scenes, as judges of the event, we do DVR everything and we review everything, and we have people, marshals on the course, watching and checking that everyone.
Hey, by the way, I'm not going to interrupt you here, but look at Broff. He just finished this course. He is done.
Yeah, he just rocked
that.
Yeah, he did. And so, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Rebar get out here. Yeah, and he's going to move on. So Ghost and Cyrus still in it, but we do have a little bit of leniency on the direction that you go through the gates in the cube. It's kind of a judgment call by the race manager out on the course, Brian Sauerman, who designed the cube. So we defer to him if he feels that it was an appropriate completion of the cube, then we're good to go. But for the most part, the pilots have been doing it correctly. Every now and then they may get turned around, and
well, it's easy to do in the cube for sure.
It's so.
And there's our second finisher right now. And that was Rebar coming through in second place. So the final two pilots here, Cyrus and Ghost, they are going to be heading down into our lower bracket. We just don't know which position and which race they're actually going to be racing in. Probably 7, right? Isn't that the way it works?
Yeah, they go together.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter too much finishing position here, but since they're so early in the race, and these pilots have been just absolutely begging us for more practice time on the track.
Yeah. So just let them fly.
Yeah. They're just like, we wanted more practice. We want more practice. I mean, that just shows their commitment to this and wanting to make sure that they are giving their 100%, and also they're taking this serious. They want to commit to it.
Right.
I'm not sure what's going on. They're laughing about something here.
I think they're laughing about Ghost, who marshaled himself, ran out on the course, grabbed his quad, brought it back to him. So, but that is that for that round of racing there. Match number 3 in the books.
So Broff will take first, Rebar in second. I have Cyrus in third, and Ghost will take fourth for that match.
So yeah, here's to take a look at our bracket again. I keep doing that. I think I'm the one that's actually messing you up. I try to click bracket while you're clicking scores, and I think it's freaking out over here. So let's there.
There you go.
There we go.
There's your bracket. I haven't run the assignments yet. Let me do that.
So there is our lower bracket right now. Oh. Sorry, I guess we need to commit it back over here.
1 second, I gotta give channel assignments here to these pilots. Stop pushing buttons.
I'm not pushing buttons anymore. There's our upper bracket, so we're looking at it. Quad Boy, Happy, Vanadium, and Mason have secured their spots in match 6. Match 8, Broff and Rebar, obviously just winning where we just saw down in match 3. They are going to be coming in match 8 with the 2 winners from match 4 here out of Viper, Eclipse, Captain Cookie, and the Seed 16. Again, we didn't have a 15 or a 16 in this race, so that's why match 2 only has 3 pilots and match 4 only has 3 pilots. But that's a kind of a benefit to them. Obviously 2 people get to advance, but only 1 person has to leave us. So it makes it just a little bit easier and quicker. So we're going to turn it back over to Marty to introduce match 4.
These are the last of our pilots to meet for the first time, then things are really going to start to cook. This is a group of 3, so top 2 will advance the top half. Last place will go to the bottom half, try to stay out of last. starting with our pilot from the Tiny Turbines. The Tiny Turbines are the homeschooled team from the Twin Cities area here in Minnesota. I gotta say that there are many top drone racing pilots that I've met who are homeschooled. So we're thrilled to have a homeschool team, and we have the top pilot right now from the Tiny Turbines,
I might actually disagree with
finishing
that.
up their sophomore year.
Well, I was a homeschooler too,
Sort of.
so this team
It's
actually
kind
has
of
a
who
special
knows
place
with
in
the
my
homeschool.
heart.
We're going to say sophomore
We
year.
had just had the Natural History Museum. We didn't have drone racing when I was going through.
Everybody,
homeschool.
let's give it up for a cool profile picture and a great pilot. Eclipse. Eclipse, wave to the camera. There they are. All right. Eclipse is going up against some tough competition. I want to talk about the Apple Valley program. 2 more pilots. 4 pilots total in this bracket. But in the middle, with the flying pug on the drone, your top qualifier, your Minnesota State
Your
individual
top
champion,
dog.
your top
Dog.
dog, top
Oh.
qualifier.
Wah, wah.
This pilot won our spring sim championships. Then he won the Minnesota State individual championships, and here he is at nationals, where, by the way, he laid down the fastest time up at the Fair on 4 on the go-kart track as well. This guy knows how to race. Let's hear it from Apple Valley State Championship team, Viper. Viper wave. Viper wave.
Oh, he's deep in conversation.
Viper, pay attention.
No.
All right.
Couldn't kill us. He's focused
But he's
in.
talking to his teammate. You got to admire that. Also from the Apple Valley team.
Is he talking to his teammate or is he getting in his head?
You never know. He's a winner, but he's also a great captain, great teammate. A junior. Viper's a sophomore from Apple Valley. This next pilot is a junior. Looks super cool in his profile picture, wearing the YDSC goggles. I love it. Let's hear it for Captain Cookies from Apple Valley. Captain Cookies
Looks like Cookie is having
from Apple Valley.
some last-second quad adjustments.
Captain Cookie baking up a storm.
He's got his shades on his forehead. He's ready.
See if he can
Looking good.
get by. And Owen has been working hard all day.
All right, remember, Viper was your top qualifier.
It's amazing.
He is the favorite
I gotta
coming out
say-
of this first group. Let's see what happens with the other 2 pilots as
See, is
well.
that me?
Anything
That's
can
me
happen,
right
of
there.
course.
Okay.
It is drone racing.
There you go.
Thought I had myself turned down, so I want to turn myself back up.
Yeah.
Had to take a little pit
It's
stop.
always nice to be in that top qualifier position, but sometimes the pressure of racing can kind of get in your head. You've got to remain calm in spite of the fact that there are 2 other guys that are vying for your position up.
Turn it off for
There
a
we
second.
go. Yeah, there we go.
So, I know Owen, I guess Captain Cookie, has been working hard, but I wanted to comment on like watching some of these pilots. I'm going to call it Galaxy in particular from Alabama Cybertech Technology School of Cyber Technology. He's been racing on our simulator with us, mostly doing what we call the Oval. It's basically our single A class. It's a very simple course, but it's designed for new pilots to get their feet underneath them and get moving. And he came up here. I think his dad said that he was expecting to race something like the Oval here.
Oh,
So
jeez. Yeah, no, this is nothing like the Oval.
when he got here, they were a little taken aback, and his jaw kind of hit the floor and said, "I'm racing that."
Yeah.
And it was a little freak out moment.
Yeah.
But we've been watching Galaxy improve. Like he came in freaked out, but then he hunkered down. He
Yep.
just said, "All right, let's do this." And he was completing the course, and it was just like this moment of
It
like
was an aha moment.
it was an aha moment, like, I can do that.
Yep.
And we watched the growth going from, I've been flying in circles for the last 3 months, to
Yep.
I just did that course
Yep.
all in a day.
And I got to say, that's just an amazing thing about this program in general, is that we get to see kids that, you know, are racing together from all across the country. They become friends. They get to come here and see each other in person. They have that aha moment. They're like, oh, okay, this actually is a lot of fun to be here and race with all these people, and I can do this. And then it cascades from there into a whole just evening of fun. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been an absolute blast the last 24 hours when we started racing here, and it was just ridiculously fun. So
Definitely.
we have more fun tomorrow, too. And
I know. We're going all weekend long, so.
I think Brian Sauerman has a few games planned after the race. We like to do a couple little fun things around here at RdyTechGo. We have obviously a pretty fun course that is all technology wired up, and so we can do some things that you normally can't do in a drone race course, especially if it's like an outdoors one with big, just flags. We can do something pretty wild, and so we're going to use the course, I think, a little bit to have some fun. One second, Marty's asking me a question.
No, you're not on the stream. So he's asking if he's on the stream right now. It's just the two of us doing color commentary right now, so.
We were killing time.
Yeah, we were killing time. Sorry, Marty and Nurk were actually doing just kind of a back and forth there, kind of an Abbott and Costello. And, Joel and I were selfish and took that away from them. So, womp womp. We can bring them back up in the background here if you want, Joel.
Yeah, we'll just put them over here.
Awesome.
And for advanced pilots.
There you go, Marty.
So if you have never flown a racing drone before, you can come to RdyTechGo. You can learn how to build one, fly one, and race it against your fellow campers all in the space of 1 week. So if you know anybody out there who would like to try this, all it takes is 1 week this summer to get to the point where you can actually race a drone that you built. All right? Some are calling us crazy. How can we do that? This is really hard, but we're going to try it. We're going to do it this summer, starting June 14th. And for any pilots who have already either finished that beginner week of camp or they come from the YDSC, there is an advanced camp in the afternoons this summer from 1 to 4. You can come to RdyTechGo, you can race, you can fix your drone, you can troubleshoot, you can race some more. And there is a professional license that you can earn as a drone pilot. Starting at age 16, you can get your Part 107 license. And that allows you to take professional drone jobs, all right? There's one licensure. And we are going to teach some kids this summer how to do that. So if you're interested in that, you don't even have to be that good of a pilot, to be honest. You have to learn the rules of the air and the airspace, but our pilots are good pilots, and they are going to be awesome professional drone pilots as well.
Yeah,
all right, these pilots are ready.
I have my 107.
Let's line them up.
And it's definitely, it's not an easy exam.
Is there a website where people can learn more about these drone summer camps?
Oh, that's a good question. YouthDronesports.org. Thank you, Paul. YouthDronesports.org. Right at the top of the website, there is a promotional banner where you can look at the quad camps this summer. If you're not in Minnesota, we're also setting up quad clubs all over the country. So if you're watching this from somewhere else and you want to get into this, we can help you with that too. Quad clubs all over the country. All right. They are lined up. We've got Viper in red. We've got Eclipse in black. And we've got Captain Cookies with a white canopy. Pilots, goggles down, thumbs up if you're ready. Waiting for Cookies. All right, we have thumbs. Let's start them.
Perfect.
All right, the last of our first round matches, and look at Viper in red. A little bit of a hang up on the first triangle. And he's going through smooth right now, being chased by his teammate. Where is Eclipse?
We had Eclipse slightly upside down. We're trying to figure out where that drone is.
Okay.
And it looks like they're back up and ready and heading through the triangles on top of the pilot pitting area. And both Captain Cookie and Eclipse are working on the same spot, whilst Viper is snaking his way through the cube of doom.
Look at that. Expertly maneuvering through. Eclipse added a bright white LED onto their quad, and I appreciate it because otherwise it was all black and hard to see. Eclipse now in the star. Captain Cookies making his way into the star. Sour Power coaching Viper through the cube. Again, your top qualifier showing us what he can do here.
Apparently, sometimes even the top qualifiers
Top
will
two will
forget.
advance.
Yeah, it's a hard cube. I definitely, it's not something that I would
Viper
ever want to
slithering
do.
his way out of the cube and onto the back half of the course, whilst two people are still working on the cube section.
Ooh, Viper takes a little bit of contact before the toddler tunnel. We actually got that toddler tunnel from his teacher, Mr. Lee at Apple Valley.
I forgot about that.
Building the amazing program that they have there. Through the Doritos, no problem. And it's Viper in red. Boom, with the win. Now let's see what happens here.
Now remember that this is a 3-person race, so 2 people will advance into the winner's bracket and only 1 will drop down into the lower bracket. Both of the remaining pilots still working on the cube section, which the name of which I keep forgetting. The Sour Cube?
Sour's Cube. Sour's Cube.
Sours.
Kind of like Rubik's Cube, but it's Sour's Cube. It looks like a Rubik's Cube. You know, there's a familiar sound I hear. That quadcopter that Captain Cookies is flying, it's got that buzz that Andy, our collegiate national champion quad, had. It might be the same quad. They all hail from Apple Valley. But look at this. Eclipse going down the ladder through the toddler tunnel for the Tiny Turbines homeschool team.
If you look at Eclipse's OSD, their on-screen display, you can see the details of what the flight controller of the drone is seeing, and if you look in the bottom left corner, you can see that it says 2.9 volts. That's not a very good thing for drones because these batteries operate at 4.2, and once you start dropping below 3, it's going to be pretty low on battery.
Oh,
so
can you get there?
They are almost through.
There's an opportunity to barely send it through the finish gate, so Eclipse is
Nice
able to
job,
finish the
Eclipse.
race.
And Captain Cookies is upside down.
I don't think they could have cut that any closer. That was phenomenal.
I happen to know that Eclipse is a pretty big Nurk fan. Was very excited to meet Nurk, and to have Nurk calling the end of the battery going through the tunnel must have been a thrill. Nice job, Eclipse. We've had a lot of pictures taken with Nurk this weekend. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah.
We have been honored to have a DRL champion here. We've got another one as
It's an
well.
honor to be here.
I think we might give Nurk a little break. If we can hand you off to the other DRL professional here, Fluxy. Fluxy, are you ready?
But on my out, that's Viper and Eclipse moving on. And for Cookies, that is just the way.
The cookie
cookie
crumbles.
crumbles.
Oh, no.
We'll see you in the
He
lower
said it.
bracket. We're excited to have you back.
Don't think I
He's-
didn't notice the slithering of Viper earlier there, too. That was very nice. All right, so
Pun central
from one
over here.
DRL professional to the other,
Check. Yo,
thank you, Nurk. And here is Fluxy. Fluxy, come here for a second.
coming.
All right, can we switch on to this camera? Just remind everybody what Fluxy looks like in his baseball jersey. Okay. All right. Were you monitoring the first round, or are you coming in hot and fresh?
I'm coming in hot and fresh. I've just been kind of chatting,
like
catching up with old friends. So
I like it. Well, we're so honored to have you here. You have been doing a lot of live streaming for the DRL. You've been commentating on some of the simulator streams. So what do you think heading into this type of a race in real life, watching it line of sight like this?
it's difficult. I mean, I've tried to, just in my head do a little bit every now and then, and I'm always amazed by how well you do. So I'll mostly just be calling the crashes and making it sound nice.
Well, I'm excited to bounce off of you here. I've been doing it so long. I'm the only one crazy enough to try this over and over again here at RdyTechGo. So I do my best, but we've got Fluxy here. Nurk is taking a break. We'll be trading off between them. And what should we know about what's coming up in the DRL?
I cannot say anything. So, yes. You guys, if you want to know what's going on with the drone recently, you can follow all their social medias, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, and you'll find out when everyone else finds out.
All right. I clearly
Sorry.
didn't prep him for that question. That's okay, but that's all right. Good answer. All right. Looks like our pilots are in position. Let's meet who we have
He passed that
in our
test.
next group. These are.
He did, yeah. He's not going to get.
This is the
eliminated.
bottom half of the bracket, folks.
Where can I see is the
The bottom half of the bracket means we will have a pilot eliminated after this heat. All right? There are 3 pilots. 2 will survive. 1 will be done. Let's put them up on the screen. Let's put the pilots up on the screen who are flying, the names. There we go. From the Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering in Huntsville, Alabama, we have Galaxy, the 9th grader. And it's Raid Optics from Eden Prairie High School in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, the 11th grader. And then another ninth grader from St. Croix Lutheran, Yoder, 1, 2, 3. Pilots, 2 will survive, 1 will be done. Let's put you on the line.
So someone's getting knocked out.
All right, Raid Optics with the black
One person gets
canopy.
knocked out, 2 people move on.
You're hot mic. It's very sensitive. That mute button.
Looks like
That sounds fucky. That
Galaxy
he's got a
has
hot
the
mic.
rainbow lights, I think, right? Is that yours, Galaxy? The blinking one. I like it. Okay. Pilots, let's go. Goggles down, thumbs up. With me and Fluxy on the call. They are ready. All right, quick start for all 3 going through.
Oh,
They're
what a
all
good
in the
chase
ladder
cam
together.
footage. Galaxy, a little wide
And
turn
that
there, coming
is
back.
Raid Optics first through the triangles, but gets stuck a little bit. And I believe that
We just
is-
saw a full switch up right there.
Yeah.
Last place to first in 1 gate.
Okay, now we're looking at Yoder, 1, 2, 3, glowing in red for St. Croix Lutheran. He's into the star section first, being chased by Raid Optics.
Oh, Raid falls out of the sky.
Lexi, you've raced here at RdyTechGo or flown the course here. What's it like in these like lighting conditions flying a course like this?
I think it's nice. Sometimes it's a little, you get a little blown out, you know, but for the most part, I love having the gates lit up.
Not sure what Galaxy is doing right now.
Well, it looks cool to the people walking by at the Mall
Yeah,
of
I'm not
America,
sure.
that's for sure.
I think Raid Optics
Yoder,
is
1,
down
2, 3, first
completely.
into the cube. We've got 2 pilots grounded over here.
Galaxy is looking
We have
for
Raid
some help.
Optics a little bit ahead of Galaxy.
Yeah, is that where they landed?
No,
Well-
no.
That's where they landed. And neither of them can arm.
Oh, I see. Brian put them
What
there.
could that be, Chris?
I mean, it could be a multitude of things. It looks like, I don't know if Raid Optics has an OSD or not, but I do not see an OSD at the moment.
Well, their goggles are off, so
We're
they
looking
look
at 2
like
pilots with the goggles off. That leaves Yoder, 1, 2, 3, working on that cube. That's valuable reps on the cube.
I'm trying to figure out who is who.
We have a pilot unplugging the 2 quads as they landed.
It looks like Raid Optics was about 2 feet ahead of Galaxy right
All
there.
right, watching Yoder. And Yoder is out.
I think we
Nice
might
job.
I think we might have
Out
to
of
do
the
a
cube.
DVR to see which gate they
Flying
hit
on
last.
the ground section into the big S.
Yeah, I'm not sure that placement is right.
Down the
Honestly,
ladder.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
want to take a look at that.
I think we are going to have to take a look at that just to make sure. But that's why we
We'll
record
have to
these
watch
races.
maybe some DVR to see what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Our system does record the first-person view video for all the pilots, so we'll see exactly how they both landed and who finished farthest ahead.
So at this point, Yoder is locked
Yeah, is that
in.
protocol here? Are we going to go by which drone went the furthest, or are these guys going to have a race off?
Furthest.
Yeah, it is the furthest.
Chris is like,
It's a good
no.
question, Chris.
Okay.
He wants a race off.
I'm sure the pilots would appreciate a
Yoder
race
moving
off
through
too.
the Doritos,
I mean, if they both went through the same gate.
a member of that St. Croix Lutheran team, and Yoder 1, 2, 3 with the win.
All right,
Nice job. Now we got some decisions to make here
let's go back here.
between Raid Optics and Galaxy. Neither of them could complete the
Yeah.
lap.
These are verifying results. That was a nice screen there.
We got. Oh, here's our DVR.
Shout out there.
We're putting it up on the screen.
Shout out to who?
I'm not sure who said that.
This
Last
is
week.
an
Somebody said it.
elimination.
All right, so we're gonna ride along with Raid Optics to start. He goes ripping by
We're
there.
watching Raid.
Okay, he misses that last gate triangle, but he's gonna come back through. Great. Now he's got to go down and get our.
Oh, he missed that gate though.
Yeah, he missed that one, so he only went through
The last triangle.
the last triangle. Yep.
There was a miss gate.
Yep. So that was Mister. Let's go take a look at
Let's
Galaxy
watch
where
Galaxy.
he comes through here. So if Galaxy can get through the circle gate, then he technically went further.
But he also missed. Oh, hang on. Maybe he's going back.
Going back. There it is. And he goes. Oh, does he?
I don't
Wait,
know. Let's
wait,
do a
let's-
step by step on that.
Wait, he might go back through and get it just in case.
Yeah, there we
good.
go.
That was a
Okay.
good decision.
He's through
Galaxy.
again.
Galaxy got it.
Galaxy made it through the circular gate.
That's right. Yep. Raid Optics did not.
Raid did not.
Yep.
Is that official?
Yep. Unless I see Raid go back for that circle gate, which I do not think I see him. Yes.
Okay.
Raid Optics makes the circle gate.
So there it is. That's why we have DVR review, ladies and gentlemen, is that way to be able to...
After reviewing the DVR, it is official. Galaxy made one more gate, hit the critical gate. Raid Optics did not. That means Raid Optics is eliminated from the race. Raid Optics will be back for team racing, and Galaxy continues on. Congratulations, Galaxy, along with Yoder 123. Okay, we move on through the bracket. Nice job, pilots.
You guys got a second life. You better keep it going.
Any DRL experience similar where you're going back and like quads aren't finishing, or how do you do it in the DRL?
I mean, we have a very, technical process of raising a hand or a flag, and then have a race director will go through and, look through things. And if there was a technical difficulty, there would definitely be a re-race. But that's because we need to race those races, right?
Right.
And technically, all of the drones in DRL are like their property, and they're kind of like, it's on them.
Right.
It's in here, in a situation like this, these are all their drones, so if they have a technical difficulty with it, that's on you guys, right? It has nothing to do with YDSC or RdyTechGo. It's if you got to run what you brung, and if it ain't working, then it ain't working.
You got to manage your quads. That's right. Okay. Well, now we go to a group on the top half of the bracket. So top two stay up top, bottom two go to the bottom half. Not an elimination round. This is going to be a good one. Wow, buckle up, everybody. From Wichita, Kansas, we have Quad Boy. From Lakeville, Minnesota, we have Happy. Quad Boy is a 9th grader. Happy is an 8th grader. Then all the way from Phoenix, Arizona, flew the farthest to be here. Vanadium is up. And then from St. Croix Lutheran, another 8th grader, Mason. We're moving through.
So they're getting the pilots all set up here for match number 6. Look at it again there. Quad Boy on E2, Happy on E6.
Should be,
Vanadium.
yeah, one channel change. Vanadium moving to F7. Otherwise, Quad Boy should be staying. Happy should be staying. Mason should be staying. So one channel change.
Haven's going to move.
Yep. So we're going
Are you gonna move,
to
Haven?
give a little shout out to the chat here as well. Mr. Philip Love. I believe that's OG Dr.
All right, we're
Love.
just getting the channel straight.
Is it?
Yeah. Let's go Vanadium. Jessica Kelm saying let's go Mason. Got some battling it out in the chat.
Let's go, Mason.
Daniel Tilton a little bit ago saying nice course, fast. Yes, it is.
Try to finish top 2. Try to stay up top.
Well, I mean, then fine. If we're doing shout-outs and cheering for, then I'm going to cheer for Happy.
Oh, there we go. So shout out from our own Netizen01 saying let's go Happy. We need some of the Wichita guys to jump on the stream here and give some shout outs for Quad Boy.
Let's get Jeff on here.
Yeah, Jeff, join our stream.
Quad Boy's currently in the top half of the bracket.
Right.
All right, let's get those drones on the line.
So Happy has been, I think Happy might be a dark horse in this competition.
I've definitely been watching him race and the way that he approaches.
All right, Quad Boy has the dark quad. Vanadium flying in blue. Always goes with blue in the sim and in real life. Mason has glowing red and Happy with yellow props. Hard to see, but yellow props. Okay.
Quad Boy's mom watching from Kansas. So proud of him. We are proud of Quad Boy. Super fun to have him here. So thankful that he made the trek up.
Definitely. Jillian George, is that mom?
Okay,
No,
pilots,
Bingham.
goggles
Kelly
down,
Bingham.
thumbs up. We have 4 thumbs. All right, that is Vanadium out first. Happy goes off
Oh no,
the
Happy
little ladder.
just got unplugged. Let's see if he can reset himself.
Oh, his video went out for a minute, but there is Vanadium storming through the star, and he's into the cube super fast.
All right, Happy's gonna have work to do to catch
Chris,
up.
technical courses or high-speed courses?
I like a good mixture. I like to see that a pilot can, handle themselves in any situation. But I would definitely have to lean towards a more flowy course than a very technical one. I like the idea of conserving momentum and choosing actual race lines instead of drone racing lines. There's a big difference.
Interesting. Vanadium moving through the cube. He's joined by Quad Boy and Mason. Happy
Oh no.
has brought his quad in to look at it. Vanadium takes an unscheduled landing.
I mean, at this point,
He's got a
Happy-
healthy lead. He can keep it together
It's happening in
here.
my ear the whole time.
Going down the ladder.
Oh,
Oh,
Happy,
more contact.
Happy is
Meanwhile,
just.
Quad Boy and Mason both still caught in the cube. You got to spend some time in there.
He was
Hit
round
every
of one,
single square.
round of
Here comes
122 last
Vanadium.
round.
Ripping around.
Oh, he's got to get out of the.
You got to put it through
gotta
there.
gotta get out.
Is he stuck in the? Is he stuck in there?
Uh oh.
Can he turtle?
Uh oh.
Vanadium is stuck in the
Oh, there
infinity
he is.
tunnel.
There he goes.
And he trickles through.
That's right.
Nice job, Vanadium. Okay, let's see.
Trying to break my mirrors.
That's Quad Boy. Quad Boy is out of the cube. Happy was trying to rescue his quad, but cannot move out of the pilot area as Quad Boy from Wichita, Kansas finishes second. Nice job, Quad Boy.
Looks like Happy is just.
So it'll be Vanadium and Quad Boy
Pulling the plug
staying up
here.
top.
Gonna
Mason still flying and safe in the top half of the bracket. Oh, he goes, slips through.
The middle of the
Didn't
gate.
even have to go through that section. He
Went
just
through
wanted
both.
to show off, I guess. Goes through the middle of that mini ladder. Mason showing some skills. Look at that through the Doritos. You did. I'm very impressed by this pilot from St. Croix Lutheran, and he's through. Nice job, Mason. Okay. And by the way, you got to check out his backpack. He's got a modified backpack with a Hydra race case on it. Everybody check out Mason's backpack while you're here. Very impressive.
All right, so I'm gonna put Vanadium in first there, Quad Boy in second, Hasten will take third, with Happy in fourth and a DNF position. So Happy and Mason.
All right, we
will
originally
drop
scheduled
down.
this race to go from 6 to 8. It's 7:45. We're going to go a little past 8, everybody. I hope that's okay. Nice flying pilots.
So while we got a little bit of a break here, I want to give a shout out to the FPV Queen, formerly known as FPV Mom. I commented on my drive up yesterday. She goes, "Do you have plenty of snacks?" I go, "Oh, I could use some, like some fruit snacks
You got stories to
and
tell.
and a juice pouch." And she brought me a juice pouch and some fruit snacks today. So shout out to Sunu for being our FPV Queen. There's our beautiful course as we look out from the pilot area, about the middle of the course.
So Happy and Mason go to the bottom half. Happy had some issues there. An early crash going at a high speed puts Happy at the bottom half. Chris, Fluxy, we have one of our top qualifiers going to the bottom half early after a crash. Do you like staying up top as long as possible, or do you like having a setback and having to work your way back?
I mean, it can go both ways for certain people. I think obviously you like being out front and having that second chance, because once that second chance gets taken away, the pressure is on. But sometimes that pressure is exactly what you need to get through the race, right? And having that like looming dark thing above your head, like if I do not make it through at least the top half of this pack, I'm out. I'm done racing for the day. So it might change the way that you race a little bit, and who knows? I mean, it depends on person, but myself, I definitely would like to be out front and be able to have that little cushion, and just in case.
there's something about individual sports, and this is our individual championship where it's all on you. And so how do you treat every situation that you're in, right? And you can get scared of it or you can use it to motivate. These pilots in match number 7 are all facing elimination. Only the top 2 will survive. Last place in this group is done. So let's see how these pilots react. We've got Cyrus, the graduating senior from Melrose, Minnesota. We've got Ghost, the junior from the powerhouse at Apple Valley. And Captain Cookies, also a junior from the powerhouse team that swept the Minnesota State Team Championships, Apple Valley.
Getting in the zone back there.
All right, so 2 Apple Valley pilots and a Melrose pilot.
Drying up
So
the
these guys
hands.
get their blood flowing, huh? You guys dance before races?
I want to see somebody do the floss before a race.
I don't know what Apple Valley's
No.
doing, but whatever they're doing,
No
it's
flossing?
working.
Only if it's you, Taylor.
I'll go do the floss.
Mr.
Yeah, put me up
Lee
on cam. We'll do it.
providing us with our toddler tunnel, making an appearance here at the first national championships 2 years after we raced our first race at Apple Valley High School. You were there for that race, Chris.
I was indeed. It was a great race. A great place to have a race, too.
Of course.
Apple Valley High School has an epic atrium entrance area with like these circular chandeliers, gravity gates. All right, are the pilots ready? They're just sitting there. They're dancing. Let's get to flying. Chris, you were actually one of our first mentors in the YDSC, so we assigned you to one of the first high school teams at St. Louis Park. What was that like? We were just making it up as we went, but you helped out at an early stage, working with beginners.
No, I mean, it was awesome, especially to see, there was a couple of kids that had already flown before, but to see all of them get stoked on drone racing, and then obviously to have my team win, it felt great.
St. Louis Park did win that first one. All right, goggles down, thumbs up for good video. Waiting for Cyrus, good video. They're all good, let's go.
It's a quick start by Joe there.
Oh, it's a big looping start. That's actually Ghost out first.
So Ghost has a lot of speed.
Ghost from Apple Valley is through the triangle. Oh, pretty clean, and then he lands into the
You're gonna finish your sentence
First
there. He has a lot of
pilot
speed.
And that's
so make some
exactly-
mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's been flying his
got
quad
some marshalling
outside and just
happening.
ripping it. So I think his tune is basically tuned up to just
for
like
Captain Cookies. Meanwhile,
full
cruise,
send.
yeah, full send.
Cyrus.
So a tighter technical course is going to be, a little bit more difficult with his tune and what he's used
Cyrus
to flying.
going down that mini ladder on the ceiling into the star first, but Ghost is back up.
Ghost is on attack. I was going to say there for a second, this is a classic showing of like slow and steady is going to win the race.
Yeah.
Because Cyrus is just being very precise and taking his time.
Yeah, they both just sort of like, with great trepidation, moved into the cube that time. It's like they didn't want to go. I understand.
We got a little blade-on-blade contact.
They are definitely dancing now through that cube. Ghost has the glowing purple quad.
Oh,
Cyrus
no.
with the white canopy.
I think Cookie's wedged himself underneath one of the triangles up on top there.
Captain Cookies, though,
He's gonna depend upon somebody who can.
is stuck on top, it looks like, into the triangles.
They got him down.
Gonna try to get back up in the air. Remember, last place is out.
All right. Cyrus is moving on to the
Lots of time in that cube.
third base. Looks like he's going to do a pit change. Now, again,
Cyrus coming in, looks like for a battery change.
pilots are allowed one battery swap in the
Chris, have
privacy.
you ever had a race where you had to actually pit in a single lap to make a battery change?
Never in a single lap, but I've been a part of many team races where the races last 20 plus minutes. I've never done the Mayhem race, but other team races where we do have pits, you definitely need to make pit stops, and those races really come down to strategy, and it kind of like shows that the team needs to work together and figure out who needs to put what laps down where. but never in a solo race have I had to change a battery. No.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've seen that either. Captain Cookies is making some noise in the cloud section, but look at this. Ghost from Apple Valley is out of the toddler tunnel around the tornado. Ghost has a lead. He's just got to keep it clean. Cyrus and Cookies are both in the cube, though. Remember, it's last place that is eliminated.
Oh, missed the top gate there. See if he goes back
He'll
for
go
that.
back.
What's he doing?
He's got to pit. He's got to pit right before the finish.
Oh, my goodness.
Ghost has time, but
I think that's actually a wise
he's changing
move.
that
I
battery
think it
up.
is too. He's got enough time that he can go get a new battery.
And Cyrus is out.
Oh,
Out of the
now
cube
it gets
goes
close.
Cyrus.
Now it gets close, yeah.
Captain Cookies.
All right, goes back
And
up.
Cyrus already
Needs
stopped
to
and got a new
finish it
battery.
himself.
He's
Yeah.
already back down to 3.5.
Here comes Ghost.
All right, he's got to hit that top
Gets
one.
to finish with a fresh
Get that-
battery.
Gotta get that bottom one
Come on.
through there.
And it's through.
There
It
it
is.
is. Ghost is gonna take that
Good
one.
job, Ghost.
Looks like Cyrus will go through the tornado
Okay.
here. No, gotta go around that flag.
Now-
Two battery changes?
Yep, got to go around the flag. We'll see if he goes
Battery
back.
changes.
Not sure if our
Cyrus
horse
changed
marshal
one
caught it.
early on. He's still flying on that second one, it looks like. But I look at Captain Cookies and I don't see his drone in the air anymore.
I think Cookie is too far behind at this point, so even
Is
if we
he out?
were to
He's
end
out. Captain
Cyrus,
Cookies is out,
At
and
that
Cyrus
flag.
is
At that
through.
flag,
Nice job,
yeah.
we'll still get it.
Cyrus.
So we won't raise an issue, but we will
All right, so
make a note for him for later in the race. Make sure he doesn't commit the same
Ghost
mistake again.
and Cyrus survive. Captain Cookies, we say goodnight. It's sad to have to say goodbye to pilots, but that is what the bracket is all about. Any advice for the pilots getting out early, Chris?
You got to take these losses, and you got to. It's gonna hurt, right? It is not gonna feel good. No one likes to lose, but instead of just sitting and dwelling on them, try to use that negative energy to make you grind a little harder next time. You know, put in a little extra work.
All right, our next match is up. This is all top half pilots. No elimination here, but we're going to get them going as soon as we can. We've got Broff from Apple Valley, Rebar from Minnetonka, Viper, your top qualifier from Apple Valley, and Eclipse from the Tiny Turbines. These pilots all finished top half. You want to stay top half if you can. You just don't want to have any of those losses on your record. Do you take these aggressively, Chris, or do you...
If I'm in a loser's bracket, I'm usually fairly aggressive.
But up top, like these guys? Wait and see, maybe?
You know, it really depends on who I'm racing against. Most of the time, you kind of know your competition, right? And you're going to know how they're going to play it. So you want to play to who you're racing against. If some of these guys are going to send and they're going to crash, then you might just want to be a little conservative and, you know, finish the race and let them crash out. But if you know that they're real consistent pilots, you might have to push a little bit.
All right, so know your competition. These pilots have been here all weekend, sizing each other up. Now they're putting themselves on the line. The top half of the bracket here. Viper's got the all-red quad. Eclipse has an all-black quad with a single LED. Rebar's got some green. Four thumbs are up. Let's start them.
All right, we got Viper our TQ right now.
I'm going to call it right now. I think it's Viper, Rebar are going to move on. The other two are going to drop.
Wow. Eclipse and Viper out first, but Viper makes the turn faster. Eclipse with an unscheduled landing. Look at Viper carving this thing up,
Viper, Rebar is ahead of Broth at the moment, so
sending a message
let's see.
I don't know.
on the time. Getting
Maybe I've
into
just got a
the cube super
special
fast.
connection
There goes Rebar.
to Rebar because I
and
helped him
Broth.
at 2 a.m. last night with
Watch
his
out for
quad, but
second
I don't
and
know.
third here.
Well, you offered to help.
I did. Yeah, I did.
You said, call me, no
Said,
matter
call
what.
call me on Discord. I'll be up. And sure enough, I was.
Eclipse is into the newbie drone gates. It's Viper leading the way in the cube, now joined by Rebar and Broth.
I love seeing 3 drones in there.
It's really fun.
It is like
It's like a little jail. It is
a
like
jar of lightning bugs.
lightning bug.
Yep, you're seeing it on our stream right now live. It's quite
It
a
does look
fun
like
feature.
Grasshoppers on the bottom.
I think it's better. It's
Jansen,
better in
our
live.
reserve champion at the
It really
collegiate
is.
level.
For sure.
Putting ideas
We'll
in
get
my
you back
head
to the
here.
feeds. But Viper here.
Viper's out.
Yeah,
That
Viper
leaves
is
3 back in the cube, but Viper
screaming.
is
There he goes. Goes
on the
back,
back
does that
half
right.
and loving it. Through Doritos, no problem. Viper with the win.
Into the crash gate, right into the spectators' faces.
What do you
that's
see in
I think
Viper?
that was definitely
Chris?
intentional.
So the
Say
TQ
again?
time does
What do you
not
see in Viper? The
take into
lines that he's
account
taking,
when they take
the
off from
speed
the
that he's
start pad.
showing.
So
Well, one, he definitely has flown this track before, and he knows what he's doing, right? I'm not going to say that I taught him everything he knows, but I might have taught him a little bit of something that he knows. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely came a long way from when I first met him, and he's killing it, slaying it,
Brough, second.
Yep.
flying excellent lines, just absolutely shredding this course, and I feel like it's going to be hard to stop him.
Well, he leads the Apple Valley team, and his teammate just came in second there. Brough, Apple Valley finishing top 2 here and staying up top of the bracket. Looks like Rebar is gunning for third. Third and fourth go to the bottom half, still alive. Eclipse still in the cube. And the cube is a beast.
It definitely is. There we go.
Rebar finishing up for Minnetonka. Nice job, Rebar. And Eclipse comes in. All right.
I don't know if they're going to do a battery change or...
All Apple
Just
Valley
be
staying
done.
up top there.
I think they're gonna
Viper
be
and Brough. Rebar and Eclipse going downtown.
They still have another chance, though.
Absolutely.
And like I was saying earlier, it might just be that right amount of pressure to see them shine.
Rebar and Brough were neck and neck for a while there, blade to blade. So I think that could give some confidence as you're moving up from the bottom.
So what I do know has been happening behind the
Match
scenes,
9.
because there's always drama going on behind the scenes.
This is
in F3
elimination.
racing, is Galaxy has been frantically working on some motor
And look what
swaps.
happened.
Oh, no.
I told the St. Croix Lutheran pilots that they wouldn't have to knock
And
each
he's
other
up
out
right now.
necessarily, but here they are in an elimination match.
Yep, let's see if he's able to emerge from the pit. I know
Top
Dino's back
2
there
will
helping him.
survive.
So here's a view of the pits.
Bottom 2
As you can see, that
are done.
second
This is
chair,
our first
it's a little empty right now.
round where 2 will be eliminated.
Looking for Galaxy.
We had a couple open spots in this bracket, so we had some single
I see
eliminations.
him out here.
Oh.
or single pilot situations being eliminated.
One of the games that we were trying to make work, Taylor, was a frame swap challenge. Basically, this exact
So
scenario.
we've got from St. Croix Lutheran,
Something is wrong with
Mason
your quad,
and Yoder 123
and you basically got to do an emergency
from the
repair
Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering,
as fast as you can.
ASCTE for short.
And I was going to do it like a Rubik's cube. So you'd
Galaxy,
have like the
freshman,
hands on the pad,
brand new
right?
school.
To go, and you got to swap a
We just
frame out as
shipped
fast as
his
possible.
drone
Oh, man.
kit,
I was able to do a full
not just a few weeks ago,
B-Brain
down to
Pro
Huntsville.
in 4 minutes and
He
45
is
seconds.
here at Nationals,
The whole thing.
racing against the
Impressive.
best in the country. Amazing story. And then there's Happy from Lakeville. Happy, one of the top qualifiers.
Oh, they need channels. Let me give them their channels. They should be good.
Look at your channels, pilots.
Brian, app isn't updating. That's my fault, apparently.
I mean, he is
Fluxy,
running Android.
How many drones go at a
So I don't know
time
that that's
in the
your
DRL?
I'll blame Patrick.
We
And why
race
do you race?
He's not here.
He's not
Six
here.
at
We
a
can
time.
blame him.
Six
That's fine.
Six big boys in the air at once.
Why do the bigger drones have a better time with more channels?
I don't think that it's necessarily bigger drones have a better time. I think it's just the location, right? If there's more stuff to interfere with the drones, more stuff is going to interfere. When you kind of put them in a box, signals bounce all over the place and it gets kind of weird. So maybe stadiums, because it allows the radio frequencies to kind of, go freely. Maybe that has something to do with it. Or maybe DRL just has some kind of crazy technology that they're using.
Well,
Who knows?
We do see the bigger drones have more than 4. We like to race 4 at a time, and And the 4 are seated. They are in position. I gotta figure out who is who here. This is gonna be another fun one.
So let's
All
get
right,
a
4 thumbs. Let's start them. We'll figure it out.
on the chat. We got Amanda Tess saying, "Let's go SCLA."
St. Croix Lutheran Academy.
St. Croix Lutheran Academy. I was
Yep.
like, SCLA. All right.
So that would be for Yoder at this point.
Super cool.
No, and Mason. Yoder and Mason are both SCLA. That's right.
Ooh, yeah.
So looking to stay
Happy
alive.
out fast, followed by Yoder, Mason,
So Happy at this point is definitely
and down goes Galaxy momentarily.
the faster, but he only needs to just finish.
Happy is through newbie drone gate land first.
The smart thing here is for him to not push it
And
and
it's Mason
just
from St. Croix Lutheran.
not crash and
Top
finish.
2 will survive, bottom 2 are done. Here comes Yoder into the stars. But Happy is already into the cube.
Happy
remember,
qualified third
When
overall.
Happy finished in the bottom half, he had an early crash. Here's his chance to get into the course. Maybe with that chip on his shoulder like Fluxy was talking about.
I was just gonna say, it looks like he's playing a little aggressive right now.
That is Mason with him in the cube. Sour's cube. One to remember. Sour Power said he wanted everybody to remember this first national championship track. I think he's succeeded with that.
Yeah,
Look at that cube.
We definitely won't forget the cube.
I don't know that we'll ever want to do the cube again.
You know, he made it in the simulator first.
I got it. I got improvements coming.
And then he made it in
Oh
real
yeah,
life.
we heard about your death tunnels.
Happy is
Oh, missed that down gate.
out.
Yeah, yeah, got
Happy is through the cube, working his way in the ground section into the big S. Let's see who's going to chase him.
That was really clean through that section.
Both
right
St.
there.
Croix Lutheran pilots in the cube right now. And here comes Galaxy joining him. Happy with a sizable lead, needs to keep it clean, just needs to finish top 2.
it. Pushing it so hard in here. I'm not sure why, because you end up with mistakes like that, and he has such a huge lead. There's no
And
reason
Happy
for
does it
that.
for good measure, and Happy with the win from Lakeville. Nice job.
Gonna have to talk to him about that.
Yeah. So here's our
Okay.
second place pilot coming through,
Look at this,
Mason.
Mason is out of the cube, working down the ladder.
Oh,
He's got an edge. He's stuck in the toddler tunnel. Gonna take another run at it.
Mason's at 3-4 at the moment.
Remember, when they come out of the tunnel, they just have to make a tight left turn. They don't have to go through that gate. It's just tornadoing up. And Mason, who had a chance to fly longer.
Uh-oh, low battery warning is starting to trigger on for
Oh,
Mason, and he's
Mason goes
crashing
down
out.
in the Doritos.
Where's Galaxy at? Galaxy is still in her.
He gets back up. He's got to go through that
He's still in
last
the queue.
Dorito.
Yep.
Oh,
I know that he had one dead
and he
motor.
does. Okay.
So he was frantically swapping that motor and
Meanwhile, his teammate trying to catch up.
Oh no,
Uh-oh.
that's a battery.
Uh-oh, that sag is going to be brutal.
Mason.
Go back and he try to get a new one? Or does he just finish it? Oh,
Mason!
Oh, he barely gets in there.
Takes second.
Yoder right
He
there.
survives the end. Let's see what happens here. Galaxy still in the cube. Amazing for a pilot that has only just gotten his real drone built no more than a few weeks ago. We see Yoder 123 from the St. Croix Lutheran team practicing quietly out of the view of the YDSC officials. We didn't know how good they were getting. And there is Yoder 123 with a strong finish. Nice job, Yoder 123. As we now switch to Galaxy. Galaxy runs into the wall here, RdyTechGo, but he's back. A lot of people assume that drones are done when they crash. Not these little ones. They have flexible frames. They're lightweight. There's not a whole lot of momentum when they crash. They pop right back up. Of course, there are things that can go wrong.
Lots of things.
Wow. He's through the whole thing. That's amazing. Galaxy from Huntsville, Alabama,
Oh no.
just showing us a ton of resilience here and dedication moving down the ladder. Let's enjoy this.
Oh. Oh, hey, somebody's plugging in.
who plugged in on
Who
him?
plugged in? Oh, did he plug in?
Somebody just plugged in on top of him, it looks like, yeah.
Did they? That was like over on the corner.
Getting
Yeah,
through
I
the
see.
toddler tunnel.
There's
Do
there's
not
somebody in
plug
the back room.
Make sure no
It's
one's plugged in
Mason,
the back room.
though.
No, there's somebody plugged into the back room. I just saw the table back there.
Oh, you saw the table?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. If we know who that was, that's not a good.
Big things are ahead for that school. The Alabama School of Cyber Technology and Engineering.
We might... Oh, I'll discuss that. It wouldn't have impacted the
We had a
results for
pilot
this
come
race,
all the
but
way
that's
to
still...
nationals.
Still a no-no.
That's
See
still
how
a
we do things
no-no,
up here in
yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, you definitely do not do that in a race.
And he is finishing strong. Let's hear it for Galaxy.
Good job, Galaxy.
He's got some
Amazing finish.
fantastic batteries. 5 minutes and 17
Well done,
seconds.
pilots. Wow. All right. So Happy and Mason move on. We say goodnight for now to Yoder and Galaxy, but they were finishing extremely strong. Nice job, pilots. All right. Oh, look at that shot. Is that a new shot or is that our? What shot is that? That's good. Okay. We're moving through the bracket. Chris, what do you do when you're in between heats in a bracket race like this?
Myself, I would usually go back, do a little check on my drone, make sure everything's working properly. If something's not looking right, might grab a spare. Definitely not going to be doing any work if I don't have to in between rounds like this. Sometimes it's necessary if you do break your last drone per se or something like that. But for the most part, relaxing, watching other people race, maybe, hydrate, grab a snack, something. Got to keep your mind in the right place.
Hydrating sounds like a good idea. I've not been doing enough of that, but that's okay. We're not doing the hard part. We're just talking about it. Let's see. We are to match 10. We are in the lower bracket, the bottom half. 2 will survive. 2 will be done. I hate to say it. That's the part of the night that we are in. But these pilots have gotten pretty far. We have Ghost from Apple Valley, Cyrus from Melrose, Minnesota, Rebar from Minnetonka, and Eclipse from the Tiny Turbines. They are seated. They look ready. We're just waiting on Eclipse's drone to get onto the line. All these pilots still alive in our first national championships in the YDSC, just 2 years from our first ever race ever, where Fluxy was at as well. All right, they are ready. Goggles down, thumbs up. We have 4 thumbs.
Sorry,
Waiting
that's
for
my
the
fault.
call from Joe
I got it.
Scully.
We're good.
I gotta put the button.
You got to push the button to start the race there, Joel. that is your job. So just taking a quick look at our pilots
All
there
right, I'm
before
going
they
on
take
memory.
off.
That is Eclipse out super fast with Rebar. Ghost chasing. Something happened up there above. Did Eclipse make it out, or is he? It's hard to tell if the
I think he's down behind
black
a chair
drone
back there.
is
but
out
yeah.
or not, but that is Rebar leading the way. Cyrus currently finishing the mini ladder on the ceiling, but Rebar's all the way into the cube. Ghost chasing Cyrus in the star, and I do not see Eclipse. Ghost is down. Oh, Eclipse was getting out of those first triangles and hits hard on the far wall at RdyTechGo. Ghost trying to get into the cube and goes down hard as well. Rebar with a sizable lead. When you know you're in the lead, Chris, how do you approach that in the middle of a long heat?
Don't think about anyone else, right? Like before a race, you've definitely flown the track at least once. If you haven't flown the track at least once, I think there's an issue. But you know your lines, you know what you need to do. So thinking about other people behind you is just another thing that's going to block your mind from putting you where you need to be, right? You just need to kind of forget everything, focus on your lines, think the next 3 gates ahead, and just make the quad go where you want it to.
We had a moment of 4 quads in the cube, but then Rebar got out. We still have, well, there's 2 up there. Eclipse trying to turtle. All right, Eclipse gets off the ground, but it is Rebar from Minnetonka
Oh,
into
drops
the
to that
final
gate.
section and through the tunnel. Rebar with the win. Nice job.
Good job,
That's my
Rebar.
guy right there.
Minnetonka High School.
All right, who's out of the cube
Put those
first? Looks
teachers
like
on notice. They got a
I'm
strong
not going
drone
to say it
pilot
was
there.
my
Better
2
build a
a.m.
team
help,
around
but it
him.
might have been my 2 a.m. help. We'll just put it that way.
Eclipse's
I won't take
drone
full
is
credit
back
for that.
pitting and now resuming the
Everyone's got
cube.
their favorites. I get it.
Cyrus is pitting.
Got some pits. Looks like Ghost is
Get along.
currently,
Okay, so-
I think, going to be in second at the moment.
The next pilot through the tunnel will be alive.
He's
The
working
next
on
2 are done for the night.
the last row of the
National
cube.
Championship hopes
I think
on
the other 2
line.
pilots are already out of the cube before they pit.
Are they?
I think so.
Ghost in the cube. Ghost is
Decides to go
Ghost
to
is
battery
pitting.
2.
I think Ghost is going to hit.
So
Interesting choices of when to
Cyrus
pit.
just finished the cube here.
Cyrus gets successfully out of the cube first, and he's got a fresh battery. Cyrus making a play to survive here.
Did he get a little lost there? He didn't do the Jacob's
You're
ladder
watching
down.
his FPV feed on the stream.
Yeah.
Did he miss the Jacob's ladder?
He missed the Jacob's ladder down, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Brian, our course marshal, is telling
Cyrus
him that he
missed the ladder. He's got to go back. That
Okay.
could
There you go. So he is going back and doing it
make
now.
a difference here. Ghost and Eclipse, though, still
But
in the
No.
cube. Cyrus had enough room
even
to
though he went back and did the ladder, he
make
still
that
got to
correction.
start the course from that point and complete it, not go back
Cyrus
and do
with
it,
the
then go
white
back to where he
canopy
was
from
before
Melrose,
Is that what he
did
just
it.
did?
Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
So unfortunately, this is not going to.
Cyrus is through.
Yeah, that is.
Even
have to do a
after
DVR
having to
review
go
on
back
that,
for
but
that
yeah.
ladder.
Well, let's see. Did
And a
Ghost?
huge reaction. His heart
Where's
is thumping.
Battery
let's-
change. Had to go back for the ladder.
race.
That was a race. There's some things I've never seen before.
All right, we're going to check that, though, to make sure. Clips in the cube. Post is Ghost, can you keep flying? Can you keep flying? You should try if you can. All right, Eclipse is out of the cube finally. Eclipse and Ghost are right there. This is important for final positioning. Going down the ladder, Eclipse gets out first through the toddler tunnel. Ghost has to turtle himself over. That's Eclipse in dark with the one shining LED. Ghost sampling the finish tunnel.
Did he fall through that? I think he might have, but he's going to go back for it
Here
anyway.
comes
Oh, this might be a photo finish here,
Ghost.
guys.
Here comes Eclipse. And
No.
Eclipse is through. Currently third.
Oh
and
no,
Ghost.
was in a different portion
Yeah,
of the
it
course.
was a
Yeah,
little bit further back.
I thought it was a photo finish. I thought saw them
the
in the same part of the
Doritos.
tower, and I was like,
We're going to see Ghost from Apple Valley finish this thing.
So these pilots about to learn a
Through
lesson.
Tiny Whoop, through Weak
Yeah.
Lead.
Everybody on the live stream knows this. Nobody in person
Yeah,
knows
no,
this
we
yet.
haven't. We kind of tried to hint and tip Marty off that he needs to keep these pilots flying.
And
Yeah.
through. Nice job, Ghost.
But there's going to be a big
All
lesson
right, we're
here,
going to check these
unfortunately.
results.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll go ahead.
I'll do our
Everybody hang
favorite
tight.
our
yeah.
favorite screen here.
the
When
verifying
we had to
result.
go back and make sure there was a missed ladder, let's make sure of everything.
We'll go to the course cam while we're doing our DVR there.
No, we'll put the DVR on here. I just want to make
That's
sure.
one difference between sim racing and IRL. The sim lets you know
Okay, let's
if you've
see.
made
So,
it through the gate you're supposed to, right?
All right, so
This
here's,
is true.
There's Cyrus.
it won't let you. You know,
First ladder
there's a,
and
there's a little
misses it.
marker
Straight
right
through
there.
it.
Okay, so straight
Actually
You don't get
misses
that
everything
satisfying
on the bottom, the
ping or
toddler
whatever it is
tower,
when you go through the
everything.
gate.
right. Okay, so at this point right now, he's
And
gonna
Brian
be-
tells him, go back to the ladder.
Yep. So he's going back to the ladder here in a second. Brian's like, go back,
Go
go back,
back.
go back.
And what happens is he skips
We're watching
after the
replay
ladder.
now.
Okay, so he goes down the ladder. 1, 2. Okay, he goes to that second one, into the third, but then he just
Just goes back to where he
fails
was.
and goes there. So he didn't pick up the course where he left off, and he missed both the toddler tunnel and the gate before it.
Right.
Oh, Cyrus, I see him right now. He's like, I'm sorry, bud. But I mean, Brian is going to be when you got the field too.
Yeah, let's grab Brian, our
Mark.
course marshal over
Nice
here.
job.
Let's have him talk as well.
You feeling okay?
Okay.
So again, we are doing a DVR review here real quick. We definitely have some things to look at here, as you guys just saw live on the stream as
All right,
well.
we are
We're-
reviewing what happened on the return to the ladder.
So they're currently talking about it. Pilots obviously bringing over the course marshal, who told him go back to the ladder. That's Brian. He definitely is. He's a little confused on everything, and we're going to show him the review flight here. That's what we're going to look at. So I'll talk you guys through it as we watch it here. So he goes in, does a battery change. After his battery change, so he does his battery change then right here. He goes through the split S section correctly, comes up and over, hits the split S, climbs to the top one, goes straight to the ladder and goes straight through it. So at that point, he has now left the course after the ladder. So what he needs to do at this point is he needs to go back into the ladder, complete the 3 Jacobs ladder down, and go through that final gate, through the toddler tunnel, around the tornado flags before he continues out to the poles. And at this point, he hasn't done none of that. Right here, you see that Brian did say, hey, you missed the ladder. You need to go back to the
All right,
ladder.
we're watching that replay again.
But again, as you see, he just skips the toddler tunnel and the tornado and goes straight back to that flag. So twice in a row, he skips about 3 or 4 gates out of the course. And unfortunately, that's going to have to be a decision that these judges are going to come down to and potentially disqualify him from this. So I know that I had to deal with the disqualification last week in Denver.
Yeah.
It's never an easy choice to do, especially because these kids are so passionate about drone racing in general.
Yeah.
And just
Waiting
watching
for
it
the
on their faces.
official results.
They definitely feel every turn, every acceleration, every
Elimination
bump.
hanging in the balance here.
So because of that missed
Through
one,
the tunnel it was.
that's as far as he gets. What we're going to end up with is Rebar in first, Eclipse in second, Ghost in third, since he was able to finish that.
Yep.
And Cyrus will be in fourth for that and eliminated, unfortunately, from the competition today.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and show that bracket up on screen here real quick so you can see what we just did. Unfortunately, we did have to disqualify him from the race. There it is. There's official.
All right, the official
Never-
results are in.
Never fun to
Rebar got the
do
win.
that, but it's a
Eclipse gets second. Eclipse
Part-
gets second.
part of racing.
Rebar and Eclipse survive. Ghost third. And Cyrus fourth. There was a missed section of the course that had to be gone back to, and that caused some confusion. So that is the result there. Eclipse and Rebar are alive, and here we come to a very important match in all brackets, match 11. What does match 11 mean, Fluxy?
This means that the 2 winners of this will be making it to the finals.
These are the only pilots left who have not finished in the bottom half at all, correct?
Correct. So all these guys still have a second life, and they all have the opportunity to make it straight to the finals right now. They're locked in, no worries until, you know, are you guys doing Chase the Ace?
Yes.
Yes.
So no worries until they got to chase the Ace down.
If you finish top 2 in match 11, you're feeling good. Let's see who these 4 pilots are. We've got Vanadium from Phoenix, Arizona, Quad Boy from Wichita, Kansas, and 2 pilots from Apple Valley, Viper and Broff. Apple Valley, my goodness.
If it comes up, we are not doing Iron Man. No Iron Man.
All right. Let's line these pilots up. Not an elimination match, just the best performing pilots so far in the bracket. Top 2 are automatically in the finals where you want to be. But there are some fast pilots from the bottom. All right, we're going to say goodnight to Fluxy. Fluxy, thank you for calling the race with us tonight. The DRL professionals in the house. Great insights, Chris. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, as we line this one up. Brian, we good?
All right,
You're
so
all
this
good?
heat is traditionally possibly a
All right.
preview of the finals.
We are ready for the big match 11.
Kind of a
Pilots
big deal.
goggles down, thumbs up. 4 thumbs.
All right. And we're off on match number 11.
Vanadium, Viper.
This is the first time Vanadium and Viper are going to
Viper
be facing
chasing Vanadium.
against each other.
Oh my goodness, first time Viper and Vanadium have been on the course together here since go-karts this morning. Viper has the edge, gets into the cube, but just barely ahead of Vanadium. Watch this, you guys. Watch this in the cube. Meanwhile, Quad Boy and Broff joining them. This is insane. I'm going to get some video as we go. All 4 in the cube. Vanadium in blue, Viper in red. Good friends, great competitors. Oh, Vanadium takes a little contact, pushing it. Remember, top 2 will stay up top.
Looks like Viper's
It's
out
Viper.
first.
Vanadium gets caught a little bit on the ground gates. Viper through the toddler tunnel.
It's definitely some fast racing here, for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh my
Vanadium
goodness.
trying to keep
There was
pace.
almost a whole head-on midair right there.
Viper from Apple Valley wins it.
There it is.
Wow.
Vanadium goes down.
All right. Quad Boy coming around. Where is it? Vanadium's in the Doritos
Here comes
side.
Vanadium. Vanadium second. It's Viper and Vanadium in the finals.
Rob still struggling in the cube.
Quad Boy looks like he's finishing up
Yeah.
last 2 gates here, so he's going to take 3rd.
Quad Boy comes in 3rd.
Great job, Quad Boy.
Nice flying. And we have Broff still on the course.
All right, we gotta
Here comes Broff.
have a DVR review.
Yep.
Broff is through.
We have a pilot contest
All right,
here.
pilots.
This is fun. This is what we live for
We're gonna
DVR
check to make
for.
sure.
Here you go.
Hang
I'll
on a
pop
second.
our favorite one up there. Verify. You just took it away from me.
Sorry.
It was
Sorry,
up
I
This
it was up
point
for
of
3
the match, we got to make sure we're checking everything.
What's going on here? Where am I at? Where am I at? Okay. Okay.
Cube.
All right, we're viewing the DVR. Viper was first through the tunnel. Watching Viper and Vanadium, all those pilots in the cube was amazing.
All right. This is the point in question here as we're moving up.
Ladder down. 1, 2, and 3. Through the tunnel.
Marty, it was pretty awesome to see that prop to pop battle at a certain point. I think we had 2,
Was that
both
the?
Vanadium and Viper, in the same gate of the cube at the same time.
We'll have to roll
For
that
at
back
least
and get a
4 or
screenshot.
5. I could see Viper and Vanadium, like I could see them on each other's DVR as they were going through. That was pretty awesome.
Amazing.
All right. Results are official. We're good to go on that.
Results are good?
Yep.
Okay. They have been made official. So Viper and Vanadium All right. Viper and Vanadium are advancing. Quad Boy and Broth go to the bottom half, still alive. Let's see who we have here in match 12.
Quad Boy and Brav, one last chance to make it back up into the finals of this race.
So Quad Boy and Broth are waiting for the two who emerge from this one, right? Two pilots will emerge from this elimination match to face Quad Boy and Broth. Let's see who they are. We've got Happy, the 8th grader from Lakeville, who had that early crash that set him on a route back from the bottom, going up against Mason, the young star from St. Croix Lutheran, in amongst the giants here. Then we have Rebar, the pride of Minnetonka, getting all the way to match 12, and Eclipse. Eclipse still alive, representing the Tiny Turbines homeschooled team. There they are. That's Rebar, Eclipse, Mason, and Happy walking across, all putting their drones into position.
Marty, while we're waiting for these guys to set their drones down, is there any good websites at which they could watch some recaps of this race in the future?
Well, we will be blogging about it at youthdronesports.org. All the results will be there. You can also check us out on our social media channels, Youth Drone Sports on Instagram, on TikTok, even on Snapchat. We'll have to wake those up. On Twitter, we are official YDSC, though, because you cannot have a Twitter handle as long as Youth Drone Sports. So official YDSC on Twitter. We'll put all the results out there.
And are there any websites dedicated exclusively to drone videos?
I think he's leading him
Oh,
somewhere.
that,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. There's a big.
Let's come back to it in the next round. Let's
I
let these
happen to
guys
know
in here.
somebody. I happen to know somebody who's an expert on that. We're going to talk to right after this. Okay, pilots.
Jeez.
That's
Goggles down, thumbs up
That's
for
too
4
funny.
pilots. I've been trying. Wait.
talk about subtle.
Right. Yeah. He was.
We're ready.
It's like leading a what is it? You
Top
you
2
can lead a horse to
survive.
water, but you can't
Bottom
make
2
him
are
drink.
done. We are deep into the bracket. Here we go.
Nope, looking for clean runs. Don't have to be first, just don't be third.
Yeah. Exactly.
Moving fast.
1,
That's
2, 3,
Happy.
4.
Happy and Eclipse are first into the triangles. Happy has to go back.
Big turnaround from Happy, then a mid-air collision.
There were some bumps right there.
Nudges.
Happy recovers
Eclipse is your
nicely.
leader.
Eclipse with a probably pretty solid lead, followed closely by Happy. Rebar's coming through, and we seem to have Mason potentially on their lid. Not totally sure what we're looking at there, but it's not a good sign. Currently, we've got Happy and Eclipse moving on into the finals, but there's
Amazing.
still a lot of race left.
Mason is tall enough, with unaided, got his drone out of the top of the pilot pod area, and he's back
Self-marshaling.
flying.
Self-marshaling. That's crazy.
Well,
Mason's
I could
pretty
not
tall.
do it at all, but that was fantastic. All right, so we've got in the cube right now Eclipse, who got in there first, Happy and Rebar, and Mason is playing catch-up after rescuing his quad.
I think Happy slowed it
Trying
down a
to
little
stay
bit.
out of the clouds. He got
But he's
stuck
on that
early.
final phase
Got
now.
3 pilots
Now
still
dropping
making
down
their
and
way
he's
through the
out.
cube, but maybe their first one is dropping out and into the rest of the course. Happy.
Happy gets out first. Happy caught Eclipse in the cube and gets out first.
Happy is just
That was some quick work.
sending it so far, he's bumping into everything along the way.
Yeah,
two.
exactly. He's trying really
We're
hard.
moving on. That is Happy in the lead, and Eclipse is now out. So is Rebar. Watch closely. Eclipse and Rebar as Happy
Oh,
It's
finishes
Happy.
with the win. Okay.
yeah. Happy is
Uh-oh,
happy
where's
won.
Rebar?
That pilot
This is
will
Where's Rebar?
oh, this
Oh,
was going to be a
Rebar
race
gets-
for second and third,
Lands
but
under the sofa.
Under the top.
had to get marshaled. Oh no!
Eclipse
My
through
man.
the Doritos.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, no. Go back to that gate.
Oh no!
The next 2 is
And Eclipse.
Eclipse is next through, but Rebar is right
Eclipse
there.
with second place.
Oh,
Wow.
Staying
Rebar
alive.
going down. He was neck and neck.
Amazing. Rebar got stuck over by the sofa.
But
lost valuable time. Gonna finish strong here. Oh, hits the underside of the infinity tunnel. And Rebar is through in third. Leaves Mason on the course.
Kind of shocked about that, actually. Rebar was
Mason
a
is
little
out of
further
the
than
cube. Look at that.
wasn't watching that too closely.
He's shaking his head. He went a little fast there. Excited to get out of the cube. I don't think he has turtle, does he? We're going to flip him over. All right.
If you
Let's
learned
finish
one
strong.
thing,
Into the big S.
if you've been paying attention, is that you should always finish.
I tell you, we have
Yeah. Because
we've seen
after
a
what
lot of
happened,
amazing things today.
after what happened last time,
During
these
practice,
pilots are definitely going to finish.
Mason was stuck
every
in one of
race.
the clouds. We saw that happen in the collegiate race as well with T-Mad.
The only time we ever pull pilots down
First time racing heads up was at Minnesota State Championships
is
for
in sim racing,
Mason.
basically. In real life racing, we
I'm glad he
always
liked it enough
finish.
to come back here for
Always.
nationals.
You don't know if some other pilot missed a gate,
And he is
Yep.
flying
You want to get an order. Oh,
and sometimes, like just like that, he missed that
to
last.
go back to that last
and I think
Dorito.
he's going
He
back.
does.
Yep.
One of the things we coach the pilots on is even if you think you missed a gate, go back and get it.
Yep. Absolutely. Because
Tiny
anybody at any time can say, "Hey, you missed that."
Got to get back
Oh,
up
his
there.
battery is
Oh,
310.
just does.
He's got to massage this. Don't full send it.
All
Don't
right.
full send.
Let's hear it.
And
touch
there it
Thanks,
is.
Mason. Nice job. Well done, pilots. We've got Happy and Eclipse moving on, going right away again. And the road ends here for Rebar and Mason, but great job, pilots. You are all making history here at Nationals.
I want to point out a pretty exciting story that Eclipse had a pretty rough last round. Kind of got stuck out for almost a quarter of the race and didn't give up, got back up, and was able to then move their way all the way back into the final round just through determination. It's pretty cool.
For a moment before a review was out, back in, and then finishes top two here. Nice job, Eclipse.
Top 4 in the nation. Guaranteed?
No, top
No,
6.
not quite yet. Top 6. Top 6. Now,
Excuse
before
me.
we get to match
I can't
13,
count.
we do have a drone startup here in the Twin Cities.
Are they a startup still, Marty?
I'm going to call them a startup.
Takes over that.
A website dedicated to drone videos. If you're looking for great drone videos, the traditional kind from way up high, the FPV kind like we're doing here, you got to go to airviews.com, AIRVUZ.com. Jacob, come over here. Jacob from Airviews. You guys have supplied us with some great Airviews stuff for the pilots.
This way. Sorry,
especially
trying to get
pilots
him
in
on.
from out of town.
Trying to get him on stream here.
Jacob, tell us more about Airviews and how are you covering our first national championships event?
Thank you, Marty. Yes, you covered Airviews pretty well. We are the world's largest drone sharing platform. We get everything from tiny whoops to Cinewhoops to Inspire 2s to Matrices to Mavics, everything you'd want to see drone related. We pride ourselves in featuring some of those videos as well. If you have any thought, or if you're thinking of getting into drones and you want to see what kind does what, I think it's a great spot to learn there as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. And you are here covering this event. So where can people see a recap of this event after the weekend?
Right, yeah. So it was cool seeing you guys on Care 11 the other day. It was cool being part of that. Also, we do our own news show, which I'm a host on there as well. We will be doing a recap of this whole event in Monday's World of Drones. It's what we call our news channel. And we're super excited for you and the progress you guys have made here. And we can't wait to see what the future holds for you guys.
Jacob, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing Nurk and Fluxy in today. We thank you for all the relationships you have with all the top pilots around the world who contribute to your platform, for making the Care 11 story happen. If you haven't seen it, go to care11.com and check out the preview that we got to do with Eric Perkins from Care 11. And we just love having you here, and thanks for being a big part of what we do.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay. Jacob from airviews.com, AIRVUZ.com. Check it out. And here is match 13. Top 2 in this match are into the finals. Bottom 2, oh so close. Who's waiting in the finals? The V-Boys, Viper and Vanadium. But right now we've got from left to right, Quad Boy from Wichita, Kansas, Eclipse from the Tiny Turbines in the Twin Cities, Broth from Apple Valley, and Happy from Lakeville. Top 2, we're moving on. This is a good one, folks. Buckle up. Let's put them into position, pilots. I'm really excited to see the AirViews recap of this on Monday. They've been shooting some amazing footage. Nurk and his friend Winston have been getting all kinds of good stuff. Nurk, you have a channel on AirViews, right?
It's still not there. It is.
There you are.
Yes, I absolutely do. I'd be stoked to have you follow me on AirViews, but you should definitely check out all of the awesome content that's over there, regardless of whether or not you want to see a washed-up drone racer. I'm excited to see who's going to take this next heat.
Here we go. They're ready. Goggles down, thumbs up. We got thumbs. Let's start them.
Here we go.
Got some shout outs on the stream here.
Wow. Eclipse out fast.
Kelly Bingham.
Eclipse showing us what they can do in real life. Happy makes the pass in the top triangles, and that's Happy leading the way.
Oh, what a pass from Eclipse on Quad Boy. I'm really excited to see where this battle is going to go. Happy's got a little bit of a lead, but the next two are
midair.
in close contention for that last bump up position into the finals.
Happy and Eclipse into the cube first. Quad Boy, I don't know if they hit off of Eclipse or the Star.
Remember that the bottom 2 from this race are done for the evening, while the next 2 go to the top 4 in the nation for the YDSC championship. Really excited to see who's going to move on.
Happy had that early crash right off the start of his first heat, and so he's had to work his way all the way back, but look at him moving through the cube. He's got a lead. Now all 4 are in the cube. Roth makes it in. Happy looking to finish strong, and he's out. Happy is out onto the back half.
Clarification, Happy is still in the race. He is done with the cube.
Yeah, it's probably a good clarification. Kelly Bingham saying
Yes,
keep it up,
there's
Quad
another
Boy.
half to go, that's for sure, but he is keeping it clean like you would with a lead, right? Nurk, flying with a lead.
Yes, absolutely.
confidently?
He's got a big opportunity to be this far out in front. It means that he has some mistakes that he can make, but he seals the deal and moves on to finals from the elimination
Look
bracket.
at this. Broth is out first of the chase pack.
But he's closely followed by Eclipse. We got at least
Quad
2
Boy
people
as
within a very
well.
close space vying
and
for the last bump up position. They're within.
Quad Boy gets past him in the toddler tunnel.
I think Quad
there
Boy
was
just
some
moved into
passing
second place.
happening under cover.
They're within 2 gates of each other. This is a really close battle between Eclipse and Quad Boy. Eclipse into the Doritos and out of the
this
Doritos.
is really
Eclipse out
close,
through
everybody.
the Doritos, but the Quad
Who's going
Boy's
to
right
get
behind
there?
him.
Oh,
Oh, big spin from Eclipse, but Quad Boy's still in.
Quad Boy.
Oh
my goodness.
Within
Photo.
That
a
was
quarter second.
insane.
I don't know. I was watching that pretty close. I am.
And they're similar looking quads.
Oh, man.
Eclipse is still in the tunnel, flipped.
But
Oh my
which-
goodness.
Do you have to go all the way through to win?
You
You have to go
do.
all the way through to
You
win.
know, I
It's on the
think
other side.
personally, I think I saw Quad Boy enter first. So once we do the DVR review here, I think that was going to seal the
It's
deal.
all
But
the
it
way
was
through to
very, very close. Yeah, absolutely. So there are 2 ends to the Infinity Tunnel. Despite
Oh.
what its name may suggest, there's only a finite number of entrances and exits. And you have to go all the way through to the other end of the Infinity Tunnel.
The biggest heart stopper finish we've had so far. Front row seats from the fans over there. And Eclipse did get stuck. Oh my goodness, but you know what? Earlier there was the pass that happened in the toddler tunnel.
I think we need a bit of a DVR review, a little bit of a slow walk back on that.
Because I think Broff was
key moments. Here comes the DVR
in
review.
second.
So we're heading into the toddler tunnel. I didn't see the pass there, but
3.
I got a Winston in the way of the replay.
Sorry, we were doing an additional check on one other portion.
There were 2 tunnel
Okay, here we go. Walk it back. Let's see this entrance.
dramas here.
So click, click, click. I see Quad Boy behind Eclipse. I see Eclipse hit the right side. Let's keep it on Quad Boy because he was in the back there. You can see Eclipse there on the right. Bing. And now Quad Boy crashes as well. Oh boy. I've seen a lot of abstract art, but
Who made the Infinity Tunnel the finish tunnel?
That's
tell you,
out.
it's fun.
That looks like that's out right there.
setting the
Yeah,
bar.
that's out.
Yeah.
So Eclipse or Quad Boy is going to
Did
be out.
Eclipse ever get out though? Quad Boy got out. Did Eclipse get
Eclipse
out?
is
Did
still in
Quad
there.
Boy come out the back end?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he hit the couch.
Yeah, this
at
is
the
Eclipse.
End.
Eclipse is stuck right there, looking
So
back
Quad
in.
Boy's out the back now.
Yeah.
And Eclipse is still in it.
Yeah.
And if the ruling is that you have to go out the finite sides of the infinity cube,
Yes, it is the
finite
threshold at the
infinity.
back end of the Infinity Tunnel.
oh, we might have a DVR review right here on a camera that was placed on the course. This is
An extra
They're using
camera.
all the cameras. That was amazing, you guys.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that
This is
real?
important.
I see
Happy is
Eclipse
in the
still
final.
upside down,
Who's
but
gonna
I
join?
don't see Quad Boy, which means Quad Boy went through.
We're
I wanna
showing the official judges.
Take a look here. Happy goes through. Where's this at?
Broff got 4th.
Well, look at this. Look at this. Happy goes through the start gate at 14, about 14.442 somewhere
Yeah.
in there, right?
Uh-huh.
And Quad
Okay.
Boy came through, right?
Now watch this. So 14.422. Watch where he finishes his lap here. I'm gonna cruise through, keep going through. All right, he is in the. That's after it. All right, so he exits the tunnel.
So is
right
the
here.
exit of the infinity cube an audible, or was that set out ahead of
14.4
time?
That was
Oh,
ahead
what
of
is
time.
that? That'd
It was
be.
ahead of
It's
time.
the
all right.
exit.
Oh, he picked up an extra lap. I was confused. All right, so that's
Because right
still
now
a,
it's
that's
feeling
still a
like
90
Quad
second
Boy
one.
is
All right.
behind
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
off. I'm
Okay.
just
I thought it
saying.
was way faster than that.
No, we
Oh,
said it
thought
from
he
the
had DQ.
beginning. It was the exit of the tunnel. Quad Boy got through. Eclipse got stuck. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what we saw.
But I do believe that Eclipse entered first. So it's all down to the definition of the rules here.
We're not worried about that. It's out of the tunnel first.
and
we
Eclipse
should-
never went out.
We're going to talk. We're going to make sure that all.
Black drone did not go through. The white one I can see go past my camera.
Well, they're both dark drones. Eclipse was stuck. Yeah. Okay, so we know what's happened. What are we're looking at Broff now. Next up is the finals. One more review, and we are ready for the finals. Top 4 pilots will chase the ace.
We've got another review on the course. This should determine 5th and 6th place. Because right now... Well, wait, what happened to Broff? Did he finish?
Broff?
Because if Eclipse was stuck upside down,
Broff never made it through the tunnel, I don't believe. I don't recall.
so then Eclipse would have made it further, so Eclipse would be in 5th place overall, and Broff would potentially be in 6th.
We're reviewing what happened at the end of that for Broff. This is at the beginning.
But As is stereotypical with drone racing, we spend a lot of time watching DVR and thinking. Meanwhile, we've got 4 pilots that we know are in the finals, so let's get you guys up on the line and ready to fly. Top 4, report to the line. Don't plug in yet. Top 4 to the line. That's gonna be Viper. That's gonna be Vanadium. It's gonna be Happy. And it looks like it's gonna be Quad Boy.
These are big stakes, so we're going to be sure. We're going to watch the video. Make sure everyone gets heard. There's a lot to fly on this course. There's a lot to make sure was flown correctly.
All right, while we're reviewing this DVR, let's talk to our top 4 and find out how they're feeling heading into the national championship.
Oh, yes.
Let's start with Happy. Happy, how you feel?
Oh, I'm really nervous.
How are your hands looking? Are they shaking or are you feeling good? What are you going to do to keep your nerves under control?
I don't know.
We don't know. That's an interesting strategy. We were talking with Vanadium earlier before we started about how he keeps his nerves under control. How are you feeling right now?
Feeling pretty good. Just gotta stay clean.
I know you're good. How has the process of staying clean gone through today? Obviously, you're in finals, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was without mistakes.
Right, I've had a couple mistakes. Starting off, I was pretty clean, and then I progressively got sloppier, but I think if I can get back into my flow, I can keep this race smooth and finish strong.
Keeping that in mind, what's your technique for keeping it clean?
Music, block out everything.
What are you going to be listening to?
Let's see. Some Nasty by Dasik.
Awesome. Best of luck.
All right, well, we're heading into the finals here.
Keep going.
There you go.
Anyway, heading over to Mr. Viper, our top qualifier. How are you feeling heading into finals?
I'm ready. I'm pumped. Let's go.
Ready, pumped, go. I think that's it. We're going to let you focus. Keep it in the zone. And finally, where's Quad Boy? Quad Boy, come on down. I'm going to pull you over here because the camera's in the middle. How are you feeling? This one, actually, but he doesn't matter.
I love flying here. It's definitely very fun. And my strategy is being able to just fly nice and smooth to get through it all.
Awesome. Really excited to see how you guys do out there. Top 4, let's get your drones ready and ready to rock.
All right, Quad Boy.
What a thrill for these pilots to be interviewed by Drone Racing League champion Nurk. Thanks for doing that, Nurk.
Happy to do it, Marty. Happy to be here.
All right, so we
You're a big deal, you know that?
We got some really big shout-outs coming out in the chat here.
I
Kelly
really mean
Bingham saying,
I don't know the
amazing
right
quad
way to
boy,
answer
you
that
did
question.
it, finals.
Yeah.
Lorenzo down from Arizona saying Vanadium, obviously cheering on his hometown.
No matter what, I'm going to put my head down. We're going to get some work done. That's what we're going
Sour
to do.
Power, what did you just tell the pilots?
I told them to hand in their goggles because we're doing the cube line of sight super chase.
Yeah, right.
You have to fly too, then.
That is
Collect the goggles.
All
right.
Is it because of the cube that you have a bent motor?
No, because that one was foam, but Viper actually has 2 of my quads, so.
Yeah, Viper's
So
over
you
here
have
blowing up my quad.
one of the chief marshals is giving equipment to pilots?
Dean.
It's really bad equipment. It's really bad.
All right. Okay, it's all come down to this. The final 4 from left to right on your screen. Quad Boy, 9th grader from Wichita, Kansas. Viper, 10th grader from Apple Valley, Minnesota. Vanadium, 12th grader from Phoenix, Arizona. And Happy, 8th grader from Lakeville, Minnesota. 3 states represented. This is the national championships, the first ever in the YDSC. These pilots are going to race as many times as it takes for one of them to win twice. They got to win it. They got to prove it. We have 4 thumbs. Let's start them. This is Chase the Ace for the national title.
This is all it right here, guys. This is what it comes down to. This is what these kids have been training for. This is it.
I have not been this hyped for a race in a long time.
It's going to be an amazing race.
And they are off.
All 4 runs up and away. 1, 2, 3, 4 through the first gate and into the triangles. We got a big bump from Vanadium, but Viper retains the lead. Happy right there with him.
Oh, Vanadium makes the pass on Happy in the newbie drone gate.
Oh, we got some
Vanadium goes down.
mistakes.
And Viper's first into the cube.
Viper into the cube, waiting for the second person to enter the cube. It looks like it's going to be Happy and Quad Boy currently running in second place, but Vanadium is still in there, and Viper is pushing hard to extend that lead.
Happy was down for a moment. Now Quad Boy's down. They're all 4 in there. These are the 4 fastest pilots of the night, all in the cube together. Viper, Vanadium, Happy, Quad Boy. Who will get out first? And it's Viper.
Viper is first to leave the cube and is heading into the back half of the course.
Forced.
Heading into the ladder 1, 2, 3 down and into the toddler gate.
Viper in our top left there.
3 seconds back. We've got Vanadium trying to catch up the difference between him and Viper. Viper up into the top and headed into the last ladder and into the start finish.
Viper gets the ace. First ace goes to Viper. Here comes Vanadium.
Almost.
Vanadium bouncing through the infinity tunnel, but makes it through. Vanadium second.
Happy in 4th place at the moment.
We've got Happy and Quad Boy.
Quad Boy making a little mistakes
dealing
there.
with some unscheduled landings.
Finish points
They're
do
getting
matter.
out of the toddler tunnel together.
Finish positions matter.
Quad Boy's got to go back.
Oh, it's neck and neck. Remember, these guys are still...
Quad Boy, go back.
Oh, Happy makes a mistake.
Quad Boy cut that one a little close.
Might save.
Happy did it right. And Happy is through with 3rd.
Happy was, I'm not going to say pretty far back, but there was a point where he had some work to do, and he managed to catch up and pull himself into 3rd place. That's potentially going to give him the opportunity to score a podium if he's not catching up to Vanadium and Viper.
Good finish for Quad Boy after going back. All right, so this is traditional Chase the Ace. First pilot to win 2 wins the championship. Viper has 1. What does it feel like to get that first ace in a final? How do you go from there?
Well, if you're asking from my experience, I'm not really sure I can tell you because I don't know if I've ever been the ace to be chased. However, having the confidence to know that you can't lose the next race, right? If you're the only one with a win, the pressure's off just a little bit. Now you can kind of play a little more tactically, play it a little bit more slow. So Viper now can kind of take a breath, calm it down, and get ready to strike like a snake.
On brand. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to show the pilots over there. There they are. All right, they're shaking it off a little bit.
I didn't say slow down, I said calm down.
They're going to go right back up.
If we're watching our live feed, you can see Vanadium here stretching it out, getting it calm, listening to music, getting in the right headspace. But Happy maybe trying to get in Viper's head a little bit. Looks like he's sneaking over the trash, talk a little trash.
Can't tell, Happy is basically has a big happy smile underneath that mask of his, and it has not gone away all weekend. He's been ripping the go-karts, racing go-karts, chasing them.
All right, gentlemen, let's grab those drones and get ready to race.
Living his best life in his giant oversized hoodie. That
Plenty
he
of
loves
time
to
for
wear.
Instagram, Marty. Let's go.
They just weren't going to the right places. All right, here we go.
Winston's got you covered. Don't worry.
Thank you, Winston. Oh,
Winston's got a flash. He can make some cool photos.
All right, is this the last one, or do we keep
it
going?
is almost 9 o'clock. We are going to go again here. RdyTechGo is about to close, but we are still racing.
So what's next? What happened in that last race? We had somebody win, but why aren't they the champion?
Because this is Chase the Ace. You got to win it, and you have to prove it. Chase the Ace means we race as many times as it takes for one pilot to win twice. You don't have to be 2 in a row. You just got to win twice before anybody else does. Viper has the first ace. Viper can end it here. If anybody else wins, we go again. It's Quad Boy, Viper, Vanadium, and Happy in the championship round.
This could be it.
It's Vanadium out first this time. Leading
1, 2,
the way.
3 into the triangles across the top of the pilot pits. Viper, Vanadium right there, 1 and 2. Happy in the mix as well.
Look at that blue streak through the clouds. Clean. Vanadium's into the cube first, followed by Viper.
Looks like we've got Vanadium with about a 2 or 3 gate lead, but it's still neck and neck. They're still working on the cube, so we'll have to wait to see which one of them comes out of the cube first and onto the back half of the track.
All 4 in the cube.
Looking at the screen, you can see Viper is in the red and Vanadium in one of the ones that's not red.
Vanadium's in blue. Vanadium's in blue. Vanadium is out first. Vanadium is already out of the cube, going through the big S from Phoenix,
Vanadium back section.
Arizona.
Viper still working on the cube. It's a big upset because that means if Vanadium can make this secured, he's going to be now one of the aces and is able to then make Viper continue to prove it.
Here comes Vanadium. Gets the ace.
Vanadium
from Phoenix, Arizona.
with the second win of Chase the Ace.
First win.
The second individual win of Chase the Ace. Sorry.
Viper is in the big S going down the ladder. Happy still in the cube. Viper takes a tumble.
We are still racing for position. Despite that, we have another ace crowned. The finishing order still does matter, so everybody wants to keep racing as hard as possible.
Here comes Viper.
Viper finishing it up.
And he's
Happy
through.
close behind.
Happy takes third.
Happy third day.
Quad Boy going through the Doritos.
So I think there's an interesting story here progressing is that we have Vanadium and Viper essentially taking 1, 2 and swapping them. But Happy has taken 2 third-place finishes, which is pretty much locking him in for third if he doesn't come back and take some of those aces.
So I mentioned earlier that Vanadium, during the pandemic when we were all in the simulator, Vanadium won our summer championship and our fall championship. Viper beat him in the spring sim championship, and then Viper went on to win the Minnesota State individual championship. But these pilots have raced together in real life before, back in February at a race called Whooptopia in Phoenix, Arizona. Viper and Vanadium finished in a tie for second amongst all the top micro FPV pilots in the world, and due to a tiebreaker, Viper ended up getting a slight edge, taking third. Vanadium got fourth, but it was basically a tie for second amongst all the best pilots in the country. We were extremely proud that they were YDSC pilots finishing that high, and here they are racing together again. How many months later? March, April, May. 4 months later, and they both have an ace, Paul.
They both have an ace. We've essentially boiled this down to a boxing match. 1v1, fist to fist. A snake versus an element. Not sure what
an element that's in
Vanadium
high-speed
is.
aircraft. It's in high-speed aircraft. That's what they use Vanadium for. Did you know that?
I did not.
That's why he picked the name. It's a great story. I'm not going to rule out these other two pilots, though. These other two pilots are deserving of being in this Final Four. Happy, by the way, pushed Viper to... We had Super Chase in the Minnesota State Championship individual, and both Viper and Happy had 2 aces, and it wasn't until Viper got the third. So Happy has pushed Viper to the brink before. Happy's still in this, as is Quad Boy. How else do we set this up? This is what we've been waiting for. All that stretching seemed to work.
This could be it. Can Vanadium keep his calm, cool, collected consciousness focused on winning?
I saw Vanadium get one little piece of contact in the cube, and that was it that last heat. Do we get a time on his last heat?
I'd have to go back. The timer is...
But our other ace, Viper, has a chance to slither in for a second win. Viper, Vanadium, Happy, and Quad Boy.
Vanadium did
Are you ready?
Vanadium did what he had to do to survive. He flew a near perfect heat. Okay.
Gentlemen, start your quads.
They're lining up. Viper, the sophomore from Apple Valley. Vanadium, the senior from Phoenix, Arizona. Quad Boy, the 9th grader from Wichita, Kansas. And Happy, the 8th grader from Lakeville. Will it end here? We shall see. Pilots, goggles down, thumbs up. We got 4 thumbs.
This could be it.
Oh, Vanadium.
Ooh, Vanadium with a big mistake off the launch.
Was that a...
He flips over, but his quad is not currently taking off. That's not looking very good, but that means Viper has a strong lead, but Happy and Quad Boy here to try to take advantage of the opportunity that they've been given.
So was that a midair before the first gate?
Viper with a fairly substantial lead, being the only one in the cube.
We'll talk about it later.
Quad Boy and Happy's just entering the cube now. Maybe Marty can go over there and sneak a peek and see what's going on with that drone. Meanwhile, Viper continuing to work his way through the cube. With this positioning as an ace holder, he has an opportunity to be the winner tonight. We're still waiting to see what's happening with Vanadium's drone, but Happy and Quad Boy, Viper, all still in the air. This could be a big opportunity for Happy to get some more points on the board, potentially even score that second place podium. Viper through the toddler tunnel, coming around the flags and into the switchback section. He's ascending to the top, right, Doritos, down, left. One more spin around and through the infinity cube for the win.
Viper with his second ace.
Viper, your national champion.
All right. We are going to check it.
Gotta finish. Let him finish.
Happy comes through second through the tunnel. Quad Boy right there through Doritos. Shoots that tiny whoop gate a little high, comes back and gets it. Quad Boy from Wichita, third through the tunnel. But there was an issue with Vanadium's quad. We're going to watch and see what happens here.
Did he get... I saw a kind of jump away from our spectator here. Was it already broken before? Heads up. That's instant. It looks like he takes off all 4. Great launch there with...
We're watching the start closely to see what happened.
Looking good. It looks like it's already dropping in front left. And it's just tilting.
It's clean.
It's clean.
Clean.
The results are official.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Viper from Apple Valley High School in Minnesota is our first YDSC National Individual Champion. Let's hear it for Viper Cody Anderson from Apple Valley, Minnesota. He has won our Sim Championship this spring, which is a national competition in Velocidrone. He won the Minnesota State Individual Championship. He led his Apple Valley team to a sweep of the team competitions at the Minnesota State High School Championship, and he has now completed a sweep of everything he can win so far with the individual national championship. Congratulations, Cody Anderson, Viper. Let's give him another round of applause. And there is the final leaderboard. Viper, your champion, reserve champion is Vanadium from Phoenix, Arizona. Let's hear it for Vanadium. Third place goes to Happy from Lakeville, Minnesota, all the way up from the bottom half of the bracket. And an amazing run for Quad Boy, the freshman from Wichita, Kansas. Quad Boy, congratulations. Fourth place finish. Amazing. Let's have all four of these pilots come up here for another picture.
So that's it, guys. That was YDSC Nationals.
We will finish up with a photo of our finalists. We've got some more flying to do.
And as we back
After the
out
stream.
the announcers here live at RdyTechGo in the Mall of America in Minnesota, it's back to us, your hosts, Mr. Joel Stewart over here, myself, Pitchpole FPV here, Joel Stewart there, Pitchpole here, Netizen01,
Yeah,
Pitchpole,
you can call
Taylor.
him a real name. And
Yeah, whatever, Joel and then Taylor, yeah. But no, we're here with you. We've been here with you, obviously bouncing in and out. You've been hearing our voices in the background there, but we're super happy about the results of the race here. It was a great race. So taking a look right now, I think maybe we might be able to see a look of our podium picture. There it is. So I got our podium picture going up on stream too. 4 great racers from all across the country coming together at this amazing venue here in the Mall of America at RdyTechGo, spelled RDY, Tech Go, RdyTechGo. If you haven't had a chance to come up here and experience this in person, I did for the first time yesterday. Finally got a chance to visit the Mecca of Hydra and YDSC.
Hydra Mecca, Hydra HQ, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, HQ up here. So if you haven't had a chance to come visit, you have to come down. This is absolutely amazing up here, what Joel and Marty and the team have put together. Super excited to be here. Want to give a little quick shout out to my friend Dean Nicholson here for making the trip all the way from Colorado.
You're not on the stream, Dean. It was still showing podium.
Oh.
I can show you.
There you go. We'll show him.
That's what big face.
Big face.
Wait. Let me get a better background here. Okay, there we go.
There we are. There's my friend Dean Nicholson right here. So, Mr. Technoid, he is the man behind the scenes at a lot of these races, helping me out, helping Joel out, or just doing Rubik's cubes in the background to pass the time. But yeah, we're Team Hydra here, making sure that we're bringing you all wonderful drone racing entertainment. I think that's going to be it for tonight.
That is it for tonight. We were going to think of doing some funny things, but Brian wants to move those to tomorrow.
Yep.
But stick around for tomorrow. We have our team competition. I'm not sure how much of that we'll live stream. We'll probably put it up. It might not be as, perfected as this, I guess. I don't know if you call this perfect or polished, but whatever. Yeah, it will be maybe a little low-key stream happening in the background. And then we have some laser tag stuff that we're going to be working on. So, this morning we were flying through a go-kart place, which is super fun.
Yes.
And then tomorrow we're going to be flying through a laser tag arena in the midst of either laser tag or a Nerf gun war. And there might be some shenanigans that go on with that. And so we'll be posting DVR footage of all of the go-kart racing and chase cams and all that stuff, and also, as well as follow Paul Nurkala's YouTube channel to see all of those things.
Pulling this up here. If you have not seen Nurk's video yet of the go-kart track over there, sorry, I got a little bit of reflection. But if you have not seen this yet, you got to go check it out. Nurk FPV on Instagram took an amazing chase cam with his Cinewhoop Squirt. Flying through. After flying this course, I actually ducked right there because he went straight over a wall, and I've actually driven this course, and I was like, oh no, he's going towards the wall, and no, he's actually just flying it. So big shout out to our DORL pilots that joined us today, Mr. Paul Nurkala, Nurk FPV.
Yeah.
And then we also had Mr. Chris Spangler, Fluxy.
Yeah, and then Jake from Airviews. We love Airviews up here. They're obviously just down the road from us and have always been supportive of all of the programming and all the races that we put on, and it's great to have them on board here at the finals, showing up and helping out. Bring the DRL pilots along with us, and yeah, it's been incredibly awesome. Stick around for tomorrow's events. It might be a little low key, but if you're still hanging out here in Minnesota and you want to come and actually see this stuff in person, tomorrow we will be doing team racing from 1 to 3 o'clock at RdyTechGo at Mall of America. Pilots will be practicing a little bit beforehand, but maybe taking a decent break. And then from 1 to 3 team racing. After 3 o'clock to about 3:30, there might be some shenanigans going on the drone race course with some different types of games, utilizing all the fun features we have available to these pilots. And then from 4 to 5 o'clock, we're supposed to be over at the Tactical Urban Combat just down the hall from us. And then after that, it's party time for all of us in the YDSC to kick back and relax and have some fun with each other before we all say goodbye till the next big event. Marty,
oh, there I am. I was off. Yeah, goodbye until next time. It's not goodbye forever.
It's not goodbye forever. We have so much planned. These kids are racing year-round, literally year-round. We do micro track smash, as we talked about a little bit before. It's those courses that the schools build in their gyms or in their living rooms. Literally, I have kids building them in their living rooms, in their garages, in their bedrooms, and flying them and competing using our software to help provide a national leaderboard. That is going year-round. If you're interested in basically joining a UTT level, what we call Universal Time Trial type system for your school or just by yourself, go to youthdronesports.org. It's right there, right below me on the screen. Youthdronesports.org. Go ahead and sign up to fly in our sim. We fly almost weekly during year-round as well, except for big event weekends. And that is basically all organized on Discord, which is our primary platform for communication. You'll get into that. You'll get access to Brian Sauerman, the genius behind the Sours Cube. He likes to terrorize our students in the best of ways. He challenges them. He pushes them. He's great friends with all of them. He was over Cloud9 today when some of these pilots showed up from out of town because it's the first time he's gotten to meet them face to face. And he takes such good care of our community and the kids, and I can't speak more highly of him.
Well, I was trying to get him to actually come and join us on the stream. That's what I was. I muted for a second to try to find him.
Yeah,
I think he took a break because he hasn't had a break.
He's been running all day long with these kids, making sure that they are focused, that they are doing the course correctly. Like, he shows tough love, but he shows a lot of love.
Yeah, exactly.
He has one of the biggest hearts I've ever met. So love him. So I trust my kids with him. Everyone can trust their kid with him and get him in there, and he will teach them how to be drone pilots, but also be good human beings. Show respect, follow rules, be on time. I'm never on time, and he gets on me like every day about it, and I'm just like, oh gosh. But anyway, shout out to Brian, Sour Power.
Yes, big shout out.
Yeah, so that's there, and so we'll be racing in the sim weekly. We race in Velocitron currently. We organize those races. Those happen every week. Then we do micro track smash. Those get rotated out every 2 weeks. As well as ongoing leaderboards that are going to be coming on. And there's new technology and new ways for us to race. There might be some other cool things coming down the pipe regarding...
may or may not. Like, maybe... I'm just stretching. I'm not showing anything on my shirt or anything right here.
We'll figure that out. And Minnesota has some pretty big events that happen in late August that we might be...
Maybe August, maybe September.
Working on that with. And then
maybe.
There might be some freestyle action coming in. So there's tons of things happening in our program. If any of this is of interest to you, and you want to not just even learn to fly drones, but you're interested in science, technology, engineering, math, arts, all those things, you saw the course. It's an artistic, this place. That's art, and then all of the technology that goes into it that we work to build, all that is there. You learn all these things along the way. This isn't just about drone racing, and I think Paul mentioned that earlier. You learn fine motor skills. You learn how to handle pressure. And knowing how to perform under pressure. Is a big deal, not just in drone racing, but when you're doing a film shot, or maybe you're acting, or maybe you're whatever it is.
Right.
Learning how to cope with pressure is a big part of all of this, and that's what we teach the kids and help them do this by competing on a weekly basis. Anyway, that's enough rant.
No, keep ranting. You're good. You got to fill here.
Oh, do I got to fill here because we're trying to get Viper on stream? So we have our summer season is kicking off next week. We have summer camps here at RdyTechGo at the Mall of America. We have morning and afternoon classes. If you want to learn how to build and fly a drone, that'd be our beginner class. Come in, and all you need to do is either buy a radio or you can rent a radio, one of the two. And we will help you learn how to fly on the simulator. And then by the end of the week, you will be building a drone and then flying it in the course that you just saw the kids fly today. Now, it'll be torn down and it's going to be in a much simpler format, something that, a beginner can handle. But we'll have you racing. And then we have advanced classes. And all of the advanced classes are tuned specifically to the pilot. Between myself and Brian and some other helpers, like Viper and Happy and Boomer, who unfortunately wasn't able to make it today, they will be jumping in and helping out pilots learn how to do whatever it is they want to do, whether that's a 107 license so that they can become basically commercially certified to go use a drone commercially for any sort of job, whether that's inspecting pipes or shooting houses, photos of houses or videos of different things, like whatever it is.
Yeah, so I have my 107, and one of the main things that I've been doing is actually doing little 30-second commercials for businesses to either use on Facebook or something like that. So just the ability of these drones, if you can learn to fly, if you learning to fly them through tiny whoops. I started in tiny whoops, I then moved up to bigger quads, and then now I have one of the Cine whoops. But I had to have my Part 107, so I had to study for that course. I had to go out and watch YouTube videos, find some materials here and there, so to actually have a curriculum and a program put together for these kids to follow that can lead to a certification. It's groundbreaking. So I'm super excited about everything that's going on here.
Good job, Andy.
In the Mecca. This is amazing up here at, again, Mall of America. Again, I can't stress enough, if you have the chance to go into Mall of America, yes, it's an amazing space to begin with, but RdyTechGo just makes it that much better. Before Dean moved in front of our camera, I was trying to show you the fact that Paul Nurkla and Airviews were doing an interview of our winner, Cody Anderson, Mr. Viper. He is being interviewed right now for obviously winning our finals as the YDSC national champion. Next, after he finishes with that, looks like they're just about to finish up. We're going to grab him and we're going to get some rapid reactions. Marty's going to interview him live on the stream here for us. And then after that, we are going to bid you adieu, say good night, and then I think we got some stuff planned for tomorrow.
Yeah,
Can you tell us a little bit about tomorrow?
I did.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I was filling.
Laser tag, then we're partying. But yeah, so it's summer camps are starting at RdyTechGo. You all can also participate with us online from wherever you're at in the world. Join our get a simulator membership, and you can join our Discord and get all that coaching and mentorship, and we'll help you compete and basically make new friends. Like,
you're on camera.
We have a lot of kids who just showed up and met for the first time, and I know that we're sparking and creating a lot of friendships here amongst these kids, and it's very exciting to watch those.
Sunu, come back. She's like, I'm on camera. Yes, you're on camera. Say hi. Wave to all your fans.
And then if you're interested in being a part of the Micro Track Smash, that Universal Time Trial System, that is a full membership. But that full membership also gets you access to all of the in-real-life races that are occurring wherever they're at, whether that's in your home state with a sanctioned YDSC club in that area, or whether that's going to be here at RdyTechGo or Mall of America or wherever we're at the moment. Again, there's some big stuff happening late August that we're looking forward to. And then we have fall season, etc. So go to our website, check that out. Feel free to send us questions, emails, all those fun things. We're here to answer them, and we're here to help you guys get involved in drone racing and drone sports in general. There's so many other cool things that are happening alongside all of this. I could talk forever, but it looks like we got stuff with Marty and Vipers.
Yep. And let's go ahead and bring his audio up so we can hear him on the stream as well. And we'll turn it over to Mr. Marty, co-founder of Hydra, going to be interviewing our pilot winner here, our first inaugural champion of the YDSC. Marty, take it away.
All right. We're frozen on that screen, but we're live here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm standing here with our first YDSC national individual champion. 2 years ago, you were an 8th grader flying at the high school that you now attend at the first ever high school drone race in Minnesota, and you didn't even get to fly on the team. You got to fly in the line of sight race, right? Without goggles.
Yeah.
If only we had known then that 2 years later you'd be the fastest of the fastest. And it's been an amazing ride to watch tell us how you went from being that wide-eyed 8th grader to where you are now, our first national champion, Cody Anderson, Viper from Apple Valley.
Well, I fell in love with it, and ever since, it was all about grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. And from there, it's just been a wild ride.
I mean, you have to have some talent, but you also have to put in the work. Talk about that combination in your development as a pilot.
I think having the right work ethic is very important, and having that pure talent definitely helps, but that's part of it, yeah.
Well, I've heard stories like whether it's driving cars, go-karts, anything you've tried to race, you've excelled, you've found lines. Do you feel like you just have a special ability to race and succeed in this type of competition?
I mean, somewhat, yeah. I guess there's always, you have to be in that right mindset. That's with everything. It's all about the mindset. It's all mental games. You just have to play them.
Let's talk about the reserve champion, Vanadium. I know you guys are good friends, great rivals.
Definitely.
You got to race together again here after competing in Phoenix a few months back. What do you have to say about your fellow B pilot?
Yeah, he's such an amazing pilot. Love the dude to death. I mean, it's unfortunate that the motor happened to not work at the last moment, but it happens. That's part of drone racing, and we'll definitely be racing in the future. So I'm not worried. He'll have a chance.
For your Minnesota State Championship and now for the National Championship, you had a pilot that was on the doorstep. It was basically sudden death between pilots with the aces required. What's your mindset and how does this feel?
Yeah, it's pretty great. I mean, with the happy on my doorstep at state, I had a lot of quad issues, but was still able to luckily pull it away. He almost took it away from me. I'll give him that, but yeah.
Well, congratulations, Cody Anderson. You have run the table this spring, National Sim Champion, swept the team events with Apple Valley with your teammates, Broff, Ghost, and who was Angerfanged, right?
Yes,
at Apple Valley. And won the Minnesota State Individual Championship and now the National Championship. And we've got your friend Vanadium here. Let's have Vanadium come in.
Come here, dude.
Very close. You guys are the reason we're doing this. Amazing pilots, putting in the work, amazing skill, and an inspiration to all these other pilots. And I just want to thank you both for helping so many pilots here. They all wanted to meet you, especially you coming in from Phoenix, Haven, because you've given them so much help. Haven, what do you have to say for your friend Cody here?
Congrats, dude. You are a crazy pilot. You are so smooth. You're the smoothest pilot I've ever seen. It's so fun racing with you. Always trying to catch you. It's an honor.
Well, I'm going to go back. I mean, just watching the finals, those first two were amazing. And Haven, when you needed to survive in that second one, that was about as perfect of a heat that I've seen. You had one little bit of contact in the cube. I think that was it. Do you recall that one that you won?
I think that was the only hiccup I had, and then I was able to get back on my line.
Amazing. And did you have any perfect ones? Or, I mean, this was a lot of stuff to hit. I don't remember.
I wouldn't be surprised if you did.
I think I had one where I didn't hit anything.
Didn't.
I mean, that last one I didn't hit anything, or maybe I took a tap or two, but.
That's shocking.
All right, well, Haven, you graduate. You're going off to college and moving on from the high school division. You got a couple more years, so let's cherish this moment with these two pilots. Your reserve champion, Vanadium. Your national champion, Viper. Take a good look, everybody. Congratulations. And let's get happy in here as well. Third place, the 8th grader. Congratulations to all these pilots. You're looking at the top drone racing talent, not just at the high school level, but I'm talking overall. You guys are amazing, and the future is very bright. Thank you for being a part of the Youth Drone Sports Championship, something that we are building. And one more, let's get our 4th finalist in here, Quad Boy from Wichita, Kansas. Thank you, guys. Everybody take a good look. This is the best of the best right here. Thank you all for watching. Pilots, congratulations. We'll see you back tomorrow for team racing. 1 o'clock Central. We're putting teams together. It's going to be crazy and fun and fast. So thank you all. Thanks everybody for watching. Anything else from these guys? Shout out to Sour Power for designing the course and coaching up these pilots. Pitch Pole, Netizen, Technoid, and to AirViews, Jacob, for helping us out, for reporting on this. Look for that on Monday. And for Nurk and Fluxy from the Drone Racing League and AirViews for coming in and helping me announce. That was awesome. What a fun time, everybody. We're back tomorrow. Check it out. YDSC, CDSC, Championship Weekend. Thanks for watching.